This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this afternoon edition of the Only Friends podcast. I know I said I wouldn't be here today, but I make promises I can't keep all the fucking time, apparently. Did not bag the 5K, 6 max. Sad. You didn't even fucking play it, did you?
Yo, we got scammed yesterday.
How?
Today. Melissa scammed us. I just remembered. She went
scam
Chino
you.
Ream on us.
She
Not
went south?
scam you.
No,
Can we
listen,
not?
this is what happened. You don't even know about this?
I don't know
How
about
fucking
anything.
rich. Listen.
Oh yeah,
She scammed
I saw
us.
it in the chat.
She scammed us,
I
bro.
saw it in the chat.
She
Let's
Chino
be
Ream. This is
easy
the
with that
classic. This is the
word.
Chino classic. Look, you buy a piece. Right?
Wait, did she play a tournament and
No,
put chip lead?
worse.
Oh my god.
She played a high stakes cash game, right?
Okay, can we just preface this by this is a joke? We're not.
No,
he's
this
not
is a
actually.
scam. This is a
He's
scam.
not actually
This is
like
a scam,
because
bro.
we've had.
This is Bitcoin
All right.
Platinum. This is all right. Ready? Plays a high stakes cash game.
Okay.
Lucky enough for
The
us
viewers
to.
don't understand that you're joking. Can you please clarify? Because there's literally been like accusations thrown all around like this towards me.
Allegedly, these things happen. She plays a high stakes cash game. She comes and she's like, "You guys want a piece?"
Like 200, 400?
Bro, big. One of the biggest games in the city.
500, 1K?
Biggest game. One of the biggest games in the city.
500, 1K.
I don't know.
I
just
don't even.
know-
This is catching me completely off guard. I don't even know like what's going on right now. I'm not happy about this, by the way.
This is a terrible bit.
It's really bad. Like I don't like.
Why are you mad?
Because I don't like you throwing around that word towards me.
Okay, she didn't scam us, but there was.
That's a very
All right, I'll
serious
drop it.
word in our
I'll drop it.
industry.
Then
It's
now the
not a
people
funny
will know.
bit.
Now
I
the
didn't
people will never
scam
know.
anybody.
Also, wasn't it 510?
Yes.
5, 10, 20, 40, 80, dude.
No.
Was the 160 on?
Only on
No,
every other
there's
hour.
no 160 on.
Only on. You didn't put the 160 on?
No.
How dare you? How dare you, Melissa?
Horrible opening.
I'm
not happy about this.
we are perma 160 in this house. We are the quadruple straddles. We're here for it. Getting outside of this terrible bit that Christian tried to lead with.
It wasn't a bit. I didn't know.
Listen, here's what happened. Right? She forgot to tell the group that she added an extra 500 on, and then so it looked like that she won
I was
more
gonna
than she.
just eat it
she
because I
lost.
didn't want this to happen.
And then she,
No,
yeah,
nothing
it
is
looked like she won
happening.
more than she actually did. And then she's like, "Oh, guys, sorry, I forgot to tell you that I put an extra 500 on, which
I
is
have to
completely
tell
reasonable."
you, as an investor, I couldn't care less.
He couldn't
I
care less.
didn't care. I
And
didn't know
everybody
that it
knows.
yeah,
was gonna
but
be
you
a-
don't understand that like our viewers don't get that that's a
Right.
joke.
What I actually would like to have happen is if you could take the 500 extra and go to the Rhino and shower them
I would
and
gladly.
film it for
Yeah.
us.
So let
I
you
mean,
film
you
it.
know, within reason, obviously. I don't know what goes on in the champagne room, Melissa, especially, you know, with your beak getting wet and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, you know, anything that you can get for the pod, we appreciate. Just making it rain. You think we could get Melissa dollars like Usher did?
Bro, that
In the
Usher
strip
show
club?
was crazy.
Maybe.
He got sued, I think.
No, he didn't.
I think he got sued.
No.
What
You're
happened then?
I don't know. You're making stuff up.
I'm gonna look it up. I think he got sued.
Look it up. I don't think that's true. I think that the story I remember reading was that he had.
Usher sued by strippers. Go ahead.
I read a story, or maybe I didn't read it. I might have heard it secondhandedly, but I thought that he had the money printed in exchange for credit at the club, like he wired in or whatever. That seems more reasonable to me. No,
I don't know.
you think they just let him come in with like a like a Scrooge McDuck bag of cash? It just has like dollars on it, and he's holding it in a knapsack, and it just has Usher's face all over
But
it.
why wouldn't they just give him dollars, normal dollars? Oh, because he wired it.
Because
you think strip clubs have wires?
I don't know, but do you think they have like 100K in ones?
Yeah.
Probably.
The Rhino?
Yeah, maybe. Why isn't anybody hitting them up?
Bro, remember when someone made a final table and they got a text message from the strip club? Remember? Was
No.
it? Dude, this was like kind of famous. Was it Joe Chung? somebody made like a deep run at like the WSOP main,
Okay.
and the strip club text him like, "Hey, congratulations."
Oh, I do
If you-
remember this. Oh, wasn't it Jay Farber?
Oh, maybe it was Jay Farber.
seems like
I
it
don't
would be
know.
Jay
It was one of
Farber.
those, but he was like, oh, he got the text message like, "Hey, congratulations on your run. Like, if you need anything, like we're here." Like,
I'll never forget this story. It must have been like 2009 maybe, like my second year out here. I was playing Bellagio 510, and this foreign guy, he wasn't like super foreign. He might have been Australian. Like he had an accent basically, but like spoke very good English. But he was clearly like some sort of high roller, at least for 2009 standards, in a Bellagio 510 game.
okay.
And he was telling us this story. Like he was super disheveled. It looked like he was on the back end of like a 5-day bender. And he's like, yeah, I went to the Rhino and I spent like 18 hours there. And I woke up in my own bed, no watch, no shoes, like all my stuff was gone. I don't remember anything. Basically, he was saying that like his retelling of the story was that he got like limo service to the strip club or everything else, and then got there, blacked out, came home. Well, we don't know how he got home, but anyway, like woke up the next day and had like $50K charged to his credit card.
What?
No Rolex, just gone.
They straight Cardi B him, bro. You remember Cardi B?
No.
She used to rob
I mean, I know
everybody.
Cardi B, but
She used to be a stripper
okay.
in New York,
Okay.
right? And that was like her thing.
That was her
they had
bit.
like a movie about it. Like the strippers used to rob the high rollers. They used to put shit in their drinks, take the rollie, take the credit card, swipe. This is an old scam. This is long time coming.
It's up there with the hooker getting paid in tournament chips.
Stop.
You know, hear this? This
Oh,
happened in
yeah.
Venetian.
Prince did it.
I don't think Prince did it. It might have been Lamanna.
Yo, Lamanna,
What?
who you paid?
Back in his wild days.
No.
He
Back in the
not
Versace
me.
days.
he's like, I got this little 500 Venetian tournament chip here for you.
I don't know what you got.
Now it says no cash value.
It always did.
Really?
Yeah.
It always
So they
said
were
no
just
cash
so it was
value,
their
yeah.
fault. They just fell for it.
I mean, to some degree.
No, it's their
They
fault.
probably don't. They're not gonna like look at the chip real close and be like, "Oh,
It's
that's a
dark in there.
tournament chip." They might not even know what a tournament chip is. They
It's
don't
dark
even
in
realize
there,
that that's a
I bet they
thing.
all know now.
They bet they know now. Yeah.
I bet like at the monthly
monthly
the
meeting.
monthly meeting, they all have this little discussion amongst each other. It's like, hey, listen, let's all keep each other safe. There are these fake tournament chips, only cash. We don't accept chips or credit cards any longer.
An all cash business.
This is an all cash business.
like Peter Lugers.
Dude, that.
Yeah.
Yo, you know Peter Lugers? There was a magazine article that reviewed all the steakhouses in New York.
Okay.
Peter Lugers was 0 out of 5.
I think it's terrible.
It was they were like, you can't order how you want your steak. They bring you whatever the fuck.
That's
There's
why
like-
that's why you think it's terrible. It's good steak. It's first of all, it's not the steak you like.
Did
Like,
you go with
like
us?
ribeyes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Berto and
Yeah.
So it's not the steak you like. It's a porterhouse, and then they slice it up,
bro,
and it's like
it's rated as like. Let's just tell the truth, bro.
overrated.
It's overrated.
It's overrated as
Yeah, it's
fuck.
overrated.
We had to like
It's
grease palms to
trash.
get in there. Like Berto had to like
But that's
know someone.
right. But there's probably a lot of places like that. Once you get
was just
that,
like an
once you get that
overcooked
name
porterhouse.
recognition, that credibility,
Yeah.
and it build up, and then like people want to go
But the funny
there.
is, honestly, like I enjoyed the restaurant. Like it's my kind of ambiance. It's very well lit. Honestly, it looks like a family diner. Like we're talking about. I think we spent like $1,300 or $1,400 on a 4 or 5 person meal.
I put it on the tab.
Yeah, I didn't pay for that.
Yeah, this motherfucker.
I put it on the tab.
Not only. Okay, so
Wait, why? Don't deflect. Finish the. You like the ambiance? It's very mob-like. We get it. Italian mob shit.
I get to go one time. My friend Berto takes me. This is whenever I've told this story in the past, where him and Christian finally re-engage
I called him. Go ahead.
after Chin had called him fat.
I said you're fat.
At
You
an
suck."
underground game.
because I had queens and he had 7-6 and I counterfeited his.
Yeah, so that all happened, and I asked Berto, like he's like, yo, you want to go to Lugers tonight? I got a guy, he can get us in, and I'm like, yeah, like that'd be great. And so he books it for me, him, Lamanna, and I think his mom came. So it was supposed to be 4 of us. And I go, hey, can you add a chair my friend Christian wants to come. He's like, yeah, no problem. This motherfucker not only comes and has beef with Berto. On top of it, he brings his girlfriend.
No,
He brought his girl.
I didn't bring my girl. My girl came after, and she came to pick me up.
I remember her eating with us.
No, dude, she had a coffee.
Okay.
I think I paid for it.
Okay.
Stingy ass.
I don't care. Berto picked up the tab.
Damn, you let Berto pick it up?
Yeah.
Damn, I was 13.
You got me.
Damn, all I had to say was Peter Lugers is a cash business, and then we just went on a tangent.
It was a story. It was
Yeah, it's
literally a
true.
story
Yeah,
in New York because it's obviously a very well.
It's impossible to get into.
Yeah, you can't get in. It's also, dude. No, don't go there. Go to fucking.
But there's a lot of places like that in New York, like Rao's. I don't know how you say it. There's one.
Yeah,
There's one in Vegas, but
Italian
you
place?
can yeah,
Yeah, they're all
but
Italian.
you got to book like months in advance.
Yeah,
to
you
get
got to
in.
book months. Yeah.
If you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
You got to know.
That's the
somebody.
If
weird
you're not
thing.
a made man,
Honestly, that is the weird thing. It's like they're like booked solid for months out. And Berto hit us up at like 4 p.m. and was like, "You want to go to Lugers tonight?"
because they're not booked solid, bro. Same
They
thing. It's like
always
when you
have,
go.
right.
It's like when you go to the strip and they're like, "Oh, sorry, hotel's sold out." They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
sold out.
Right.
There's like an entire floor that's open, just not for
Right.
you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just saved for
Save it for Berkey's Diamond Elite.
VIPs. Yeah. VIPs like Berkey.
Speaking of VIPs, big birthday today.
Huge birthday. Today.
Huge birthday today.
Man.
Uncle Dan O'Brien turns the big 37 today.
Sounds about right.
Is that right?
I'm not quite sure, but
37
it's
or
in that range. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 37.
Happy birthday, Danny.
Big
boy.
happy birthday to Dan.
Danny boy.
We're so happy for him.
He's been a big influence to all of us. Uncle Dan out there telling us the cold hard truths. You know, keeping us in our place as the markets crash, keeps us sheltered. You know, tells us when to get out. Sometimes he's right.
Yo,
nice.
Dan's really is like an uncle though.
Yeah.
Bro, one of the first times. One of the first times I had like raw sex with some chick, I was like,
Wow, that took a turn. That's not where I thought you were going with this. Holy
At least
shit.
it took a moment to think about it first before he was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it.
I was like,
There's so many ways you can phrase
Wait.
it too. Like,
Wait,
Yeah, that way was
Unprotected.
gross.
Yeah.
The way you phrased that was gross.
Yeah.
time out. So it wasn't like,
Unprotected sex. Right.
wait, it wasn't like full raw.
First
it
time I
wasn't
had
like
raw
a
sex
full
with
raw,
some chick.
It wasn't a full time out. It wasn't
Disgusting,
a
man.
full raw dog like that. Like it was
Okay,
just
all right. Double down.
You're
Yeah.
making it
like,
worse.
all right. So this girl, she gave me oral unprotected.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who gives oral protected?
Wait, time out. But at the time,
hookers
listen,
is who?
no,
That's the
no,
answer.
whatever. But I didn't know her that well. So, and at the time, I was like,
Was she a
damn.
hooker?
No, it wasn't a hooker. And then I was like, damn, what's my risk of like an STD through this?
From
And
her
I had
mouth?
no idea. I mean, I was young. I just got to Vegas.
You can get herpes. Like
Right.
you can get oral herpes on your penis.
All right, I didn't know any of this.
Okay.
So then I'm like, who would know these type of things?
Man, it's his birthday.
I'm just saying, I was like, yo, Dan knows all this stuff. So I hit him up and he's like, bro, he's like, you know how hard is it for a guy to get fucking STD through oral? And he just hung up the phone.
I can't believe that this started with. Never mind. I'm not going to repeat it. Happy birthday, Dan. We all love you here on the podcast.
Yep.
Young Landon has a special message for you from the WSOP.
So, Uncle Dan, I heard it's your birthday today. I'm maxed out regging the 5K 6 Max because I want it more and I need that bracelet. But I'm here to tell you, and all the people at the WSOP are here to tell you happy birthday, Uncle Dan. Happy birthday. From us to you, happy birthday, Uncle Dan.
Happy birthday. The good news is it's 3 o'clock and we haven't heard from Landon yet. So there's a good chance his 20 blinds is now
Is
somewhere
late Reg
between.
over?
He started at 2.
10 and 25.
Yeah.
He started at 2 with exactly 20 blinds.
Yeah.
Oh, so he might double.
That's what I'm saying. It could be 40. It could be 10.
Could be 7.
But it's
could
not
be
0.
50. Yeah.
What we've confirmed by his absence here is it's not 0.
Is late reg over?
Good question. It may be 2 levels, but he only had 1 bullet either way.
Right.
So he's in.
Chin's getting an update for the people.
He's in
No,
there.
Joe Chung was the one. He won a bracelet and he got a text from the Rhino.
Oh, was Joey?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he won a bracelet?
Dude, everyone wins bracelets.
Man. I remember first time I met Joey. It was 2010 when he final tabled. It was like day 4, maybe. We finally played together.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both just like top 3 in chips. And we're both just like aggro shit flingers. I remember he gets moved to the table, and I just think that like I'm the king of the world as I have my mounds and mounds and mounds of anti-chips because coloring up was just quarters might have still been on play. Like it's day 4 and there might have still been green chips on the table. Like we just had endless volumes of chips.
There was a lot of chips, even in the old like TV. You see a bunch of chips. Go ahead.
And he gets moved to my table, and I swear to you, he brought 9 fucking racks with him.
Oh, there was that famous photo. Remember that?
Just, like he couldn't carry him. He's too small. They had to like wheel him over on a drink cart.
Oh my
Stop.
God.
I'm not kidding. I was just like, he sits down and I look at him and like we play a couple hands. And I'm just thinking to myself like, there's no way we both get out of this table alive.
Yeah, I like that about him. He really is. He's like, there's only one left at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's either going to be you or him.
We both actually did survive with a lot of chips, but I just remember walking away from that day thinking like, him and I, we're the same.
God, think how much better it is without those green chips, without everyone having to ante.
Yeah.
Landon doesn't even know what that's like. He's never even played in the
There
casino.
was a lot of
with-
discussion of like,
that was the
like
case.
there's not enough chips in play nowadays.
Yeah.
I do think they color up
it's
too.
not. I think
People have
it's
been saying that they color up too fast.
They
It's,
color
like,
up too
limiting
often.
Bet sizing.
yeah.
It's too often is what it is. It's restricting bet sizing, which is somewhat annoying to me, but not much.
Yeah.
But what's really annoying to me is that they're adding additional time to breaks that
Yeah.
are unnecessary.
Yeah,
Right.
especially
Right,
that
like-
last level at the.
I mean, think of it this way: like in a lot of the day 1 events, they're taking the 100s, 500s, and 1Ks all off in the span of like a 13-hour day.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
You're
They don't
making
need to do
day
that
2,
many.
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're
They
making day 2,
could.
and
They could definitely just leave the 100 or whatever. Leave the 500s on for an extra level or 2, or the 1Ks, whatever it is. They can leave them on for a level or 2 into the next day.
Yeah,
and then just get them on the next break instead of like.
I think coloring up the 100s and then coloring up at the end of day is
Right.
more
End of
than
days,
sufficient.
End of days way better. Right.
Joe Chung is he's a good man.
He's a good man.
He wears. I don't know if he has a girlfriend or not, but
It does.
He's dating
It's-
sashimi.
I know that I was getting to that.
Oh.
He was patch right here. It says sashimi
Mm.
there. Bang. And I was like,
Wow.
that's strong. I don't know if I could do that.
What
You
what
wouldn't
is her
wear your
patch
girl's
for?
patch? I don't know. what
Dude, it's just
for.
he's claiming territory.
No. Imagine she's just running around Vegas like just patching
She
dudes up. Be
probably
like,
does. I mean, that's very
No,
like,
Joey, but
she would
Joey
do
wears
that.
the patch. Like that's a loyal man right there.
yeah, you do that for your girl.
What? You wouldn't do that? Doug Polk is shilling tanning lotion. I mean, come on. That's crazy.
No fuss, no muss, no strings.
He has like he did it, right?
Yeah.
Someone photoshopped that.
That's funny. I don't know.
I think someone photoshopped it. It was like him super
The fact that
tan.
we don't know,
Yeah,
that
but
we're,
like,
we're
he's-
actually questioning it,
He's
is
literally
enough.
marketing tanning lotion. That's how, like, if you like your girl that much, you do it.
See,
Find someone you'd be willing to shill tanning lotion for.
yeah, man, that's a tough sell. That's a real tough
Well,
sell.
there's got to be someone out there.
You know what this reminds me of? When Jay Merce was like hitting his peak popularity, like he was the biggest thing in the poker world for sure.
That's when you
And-
had to like take pictures when you walk around from people hand you the camera.
Oh,
and be like,
we
"Here,
all went
take-"
through this
Yeah.
for sure. Like there was definitely an entire summer where like if I got to spend any time with Jay on break, I was taking pictures for him.
Yeah.
And you just kind of accept that you're a lackey.
Right.
But there was this small window of time where like it had really gotten into his head. Like he was the biggest thing since Christ in his mind. And I just remember like it was right around when I was starting to do like more things like right around when the blog about my mom and my grandma kind of went poker viral. And then from there, Solve for Why kind of became a thing. And I remember that I had a conversation with him where I can't remember what content it was that I created. I either wrote some, it might have been,
I remember this.
I think it was when I started like my Throwback Thursday blog, where it was just like kind of detailing my path. And I kind of like just asked him to share. And he was just like straight up like, nah, I don't do that. He's like,
He just asked for a retweet. He was like, nah.
Yeah.
he was like, look at my profile. Like I have like less than 20 likes ever on Twitter. He's like, I just like don't socially amplify for anybody.
That's fair. I don't like when people ask me to retweet stuff for them.
Yeah, I agree. It's I don't,
like if I want to retweet it, I will. But
Yeah,
like
but
I don't even like to. If someone retweets too much in general, I'll unfollow them. I'm like,
Yeah, I
I don't
think
want to
that's
see
true.
your whole timeline.
I think it's important to be critical of the things that you're socially amplifying, but I also recognize that in this business, it's very critical to be collaborative as much as possible. So like just being the hard no guy doesn't really get you anywhere unless you're literally the biggest force in the industry.
Yeah.
And like imagine if Daniel was a hard no guy.
Right.
Like he's been so generous with finding things that he genuinely likes or believes in or whatever and kind of amplifies them. So yeah, I think that it's worth curating an inner circle that you're willing to boost up. But like it didn't matter how close you were to Jay. He was just like, nah. That ain't me, man. PokerStars does not pay me to retweet you.
Yep.
Melissa, would you get a couples tattoo?
No. My brother, when he was 18, got a tattoo of his girlfriend's.
18?
Yeah. He had a tattoo of her name on his wrist.
These stories are so fascinating to me
Why?
because I can't
That's how
understand.
you know it's real.
He's like such a hopeless romantic, though. My
No,
brother. He's
okay,
a sucker.
that I can actually understand and relate to
It
to
was
some
covered
degree.
up a few months later.
Yeah, it's fuck you.
No, I'm just thinking that you would get a fake one and call it a white lie.
It's just not worth the fight, you know?
You gotta make your girl happy. I did that in high school. We went to Sandcastle, which is like the local water park, and they were selling those like temporary tattoos, the henna tattoos or whatever. And there was one that was like 3 Chinese symbols.
Yeah.
And I like put it on or whatever, like around my bicep because that was the cool thing to do in 1997.
Right.
And I remember getting home and showing it to my granddad, and he just lost his mind. He's screaming at me, like just cursing me up and down. And then he goes, "What does it mean?" And like on the fly, I hadn't like thought of that, like that I'm supposed to have a meaning behind it or anything like that. And DMX was really popular back then.
Oh, no.
Yo.
So he had this song called "Slippin'," and it started
Slippin'
with
was a
"To
good
live
song.
is to suffer." But to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. So I just really quickly panicked and I said, it means to live is to suffer.
Damn. R.I.P. DMX, man.
Then it just like scrubbed off a few days later and
Yeah.
everything was fine. But yeah, no, I can never understand the mindset of like, I get being a hopeless romantic and wanting to do big gestures.
Yeah.
I can never understand the like the permanent aspect of it.
Yeah.
And somehow rationalizing with yourself, like, yeah, but we're gonna be the ones that
Yeah.
make
I mean,
it.
he didn't even have that many tattoos at that point. Now he's like absolutely covered in tattoos. So
I think
it wouldn't matter.
the ring tattoo or whatever that like Beyonce and Jay-Z have, that's just kind of cool, I think. Instead of like actually getting the
No.
ring, you just kind of get
Never
a
want to.
thing.
Yeah, I don't ever
I don't know.
want to tattoo someone else because then, like, tattoo removal is really painful.
How as a woman, how important is the wearing of the ring? If
Very.
okay,
Berkey's white line out here.
No,
You don't
no,
want to
no.
wear a ring?
I have really fat fingers, man. Like,
Okay, we'll get a bigger ring.
no, I don't.
Because I know the types of men who don't wear their rings.
Oh, what type of those?
I've encountered them.
What? Like who? What?
They're the types that cheat on their wives.
Damn.
I just genuinely don't want to wear finger jewelry.
Well, get used to it, or don't get married.
Okay, yeah. I
Or
mean,
you
like,
can just do what I just said. Get
Or get
yourself
the tattoo,
a nice tattoo, and you good.
isn't the tattoo like kind of bullshit though?
How? It can't come off.
Yeah, but it also is just
less
like.
pressure.
It'll
Ring.
solve Melissa's problem.
I'm like, very.
But it kind of does it, right? Like you could just say like, oh yeah, it's for my ex.
What if it's like a
An
really
X, you don't got an X tattooed on you still.
It's not easy to get removed.
Yeah,
You could
it's
just
also
get something
it's very
else.
hard
You could
to
fill it in
cover.
with something else.
It's very hard to
Can't
cover
cover
that
your
one.
fingertips.
You
Yeah.
could just say MB instead of like.
It's a ring, man,
Yeah, it's
not
a
like
ring
a
on your
line.
left. You'd have to get
You would
every
get, like,
other
a little
one.
thing that,
Right.
like,
You'd have to get every other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the only thing you can do. It's really hard to
Yeah,
cover
nobody
your
wants to
ring.
do that.
No.
live is to suffer.
I mean, well, there's like certain. I guess if you were working out or playing
I can think
pickleball as
Do you know how bad my hands swell? Like just throughout the course of any given day.
you're worried that it will.
I'm worried
Something
about
will
that. Like
happen?
everything about wearing
Maybe you
finger
should
jewelry.
try it.
I mean, I think
He
like
won't
the
take off
compromise
that
that
whoop though. He won't take off that whoop.
Like there's
that
this
whoop
like
ain't
okay,
coming
this
off.
one I have on like you can stretch it open
yeah.
and then pull it off. Like maybe one like this would be
A lot of like what I hear guys saying is they get like the silicone rings, but I just think that's so fucking tacky.
No, I've seen some really cool like men's wedding rings. Like I like the kind of like the blingy ones though. I might get
She
like
wants
an
it to be
obno-
known.
There are guys that get
Yeah.
like titanium
No, I'm
and
gonna
things.
I'll ice his hand out.
Yeah.
There are
Make
guys
sure
who get like
nobody misses
That
that.
shit's gonna be like 50K.
There are guys who get like
She's super
titanium and
ride or
stuff,
die.
and like it just can't even be cut off. Like that's my nightmare.
What do you mean?
Well, don't get those.
Like there are certain
What is going on with your hand that it's swelling so much that you need to cut your ring off?
just like salt retention, water retention, things like that. Like
then
whenever
just
you're
get a bigger size.
yeah, get a bigger.
yeah, but
size.
then it's just gonna fall off.
no, it's not.
you're
Can't
really
I just wear a
scared
necklace with the ring on it?
Nah. Nah.
Of,
Like
it has to
Frodo.
be on your left, like
Nah.
because if I'm
Necklace
looking at a
with
guy, I look at his left hand.
all you
What
gotta
if I wear a necklace and like a string around my
All you
left
gotta
ring
do with
finger?
the necklace is real easy. You just be like, "Whoop! How you doing?"
I'm
Ma?
not trying to
How-
cheat, man. I'm just-
Yeah.
How you doing, Ma? You
but
look-
the
you look
thing
good?
is, like, it's other people.
It's
are gonna
perception, I get it.
yeah.
It's weird
It's
because
like,
like,
oh, your man's not wearing his ring. What's up with that?
Ooh, that's worse when other girls tell
Yeah.
your girl that your man's
yeah.
doing
Why
something.
doesn't he wear his ring?
That
it's just
And
straight.
then I have to be, well, and then I start making
his
excuses
hand
for
swells.
him.
His hand swells.
You know,
got-
salt
he's got salt retention.
They're
That
like,
dick is
yeah, sure.
Good luck with that. Here's a good
Yeah.
divorce
You
lawyer
need a
for
divorce
you.
lawyer.
That divorce lawyer is more expensive than whatever
Way more
the new
expensive
ring
than
is
the
gonna
ring,
cost,
yeah.
dude.
it's
Yo,
it's-
imagine a divorce lawyer for you.
they can have it. There's nothing to take. It's weird to me that in a progressive day and age we still have this symbolic the symbolism of ownership.
Berkey hates traditions, man.
Yeah, he
literally-
really
only
he's,
tradition
you know
he likes
why
is
though?
Thanksgiving
Do you know
and
why?
Halloween.
It's because he's an Aquarius.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like the Aquarius?
They don't like
You should
tradition.
get an
No, they don't like
Aquarius tattoo.
tradition. They're like the rebel sign. Like they don't like to conform to like
Wow, that's
society
true.
standards.
She's right.
And they're very like overly like I know better than the world.
Wow,
and
you
all this
fucking nailed him.
stupid-
You did-
Aquarius.
I know, like I know my shit.
Damn,
You
I
are a
might start
classic
believing in this
Aquarius.
shit.
Uh-huh.
So they're
Don't
ruled
be-
by Uranus, which is like the crazy sign.
Today-
Goddamn right, I'm
yeah,
ruled by it.
yeah.
Don't be
and
surprised.
Saturn, so you're a little reeled in by Saturn.
Yeah,
too.
no, it's good for Saturn to keep a little
Yeah.
balance.
I
Yeah.
hate that when Saturn
June
always
22.
reeling me in.
I know.
2022
Saturn's the
Aquarius.
worst.
People could be quite stubborn and difficult to deal with today. What's up, Berkey?
Not me, you.
No, they're
You're all
Is
people.
that an Aquarius?
no. That's what they're saying. This is for you.
Yeah.
Read
you're-
out-
Your
wait, look-
day today
Chin,
will consist
look
of
up
dealing with people that are
Aquarius.
difficult.
Look
This
up
is
Aquarius
This is
traits.
Aquarius. Oh, it's traits.
Not horoscope. Daily horoscopes are bullshit.
Love. Let's look up that.
Traits are,
that's where she draws the line.
traits are completely spot on, but the horoscope's bullshit.
Yeah,
Right, like okay, I draw the line
I
on
love
the day to day.
I love the drawing of the
Aquarius.
line and the rationalization
Today's
of
energy may
nonsense.
Not
encourage.
today's energy, just traits. Aquarius
overall?
traits. Yeah.
It's hard. I was talking about his love life today.
No, those are they just tell you like you're gonna come across good fortune today.
I'm married
It's
to the
not-
game, and she's not
not
treating me
real.
well.
horoscope. Always good news, so people
Yeah,
keep reading it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna come across a windfall of money.
Am I?
No.
Thanks.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's called liquidating your house.
Aquarius
I'm just gonna burn it to the
have
ground.
a strong sense of social justice and making the world a better place, and see themselves as one of the links in an endless human chain.
I like
Human
that.
centipede.
I like
Oh,
that for me.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I like that for me.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Aquarius and love. I'm not gonna do it,
No.
Berk.
Good. I appreciate that. Moving on to all things poker. Today, the Millionaire Maker final table will be streamed. That's good news.
Final five.
Final five. Unfortunately, the friend of the stream, Nick Marchington, has fallen.
Friend of the show.
I saw him sitting
Good
across
run,
from me in
though.
the
Good
5K
run, man.
yesterday.
What? There was 8,000 people?
At least.
Yeah.
No, slightly less, like 7,800.
7,900.
I feel as if
Yeah.
a lot of good players are making. Maybe it's just a lot of good players now. Like a lot of good players are making runs in a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Mormon got second in the 500.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is more?
That had 5,000 or 4,600.
Been around
The
27
the
years.
500 was significantly bigger than it was last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It was.
They ran a 500 last time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it
it
was
said,
only-
on the structure sheet they show like reigning champ. I
Oh,
think it was
yeah, yeah.
167
That's
last
exactly
time.
what it was, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's like
this
what it
time,
was for second.
240 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I played that and I saw that and I was like, I bet it's going to be at least 200 because everything's been bigger. And I got down there. That's when I left the pod early the other day. And I mean, we were only 2 hours in and there was 4,000 people already signed up. I guess it's a small buy-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it gives a lot more people a
But for
chance
a
to
freeze
win a
out,
bracelet
like, that's
that
pretty
normally
awesome.
wouldn't play the 1,500 or higher with that.
For a freeze out, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
250K
Mhm.
up top.
Man. Can't believe I busted this 5K. It's going to be like 800,000 the first.
Oh my God.
6 max format.
Just buy a piece of someone still in.
Landon.
Got a little sweat on Landon.
Yeah.
Pray. Pray to
I
the
need to
Uncle
start
Dan,
doing
Dan.
man.
more piece
Do it for
buying.
Dan on
Yeah.
his birthday.
Yeah, here's your birthday gift. I don't believe in you. I won.
He'll be so happy if he wins. Oh man, it's
would
never
be.
gonna happen.
Oh.
Not this year. It's not meant to be.
He's not with
Dan
it
already.
enough.
Dan already said like, nah.
I mean, what if he just wins the main?
He's been making some runs. Like he's been getting
No,
a lot
runs
of
are
day
great.
twos.
Yeah, runs are great.
He's gotten in the
Runs are
30s
great.
a couple
They end
times.
at 27, and
20s,
you're just
27.
like, why did I do
Yeah.
this?
There's very little that. Well, the only thing that's more depressing than a bunch of like 20-something finishes is
14.
just not cashing at all.
No, 14
100%.
sucks.
I mean,
Yeah, it sucks, but
14
like,
sucks, but like it's way better than just not
yeah,
cashing
just
anything.
going over for the like literally going home before dinner break every single day is one of the most
so
sad
depressing.
walks of shame you'll ever do in your
Yeah.
life.
It is max.
Yeah.
Max.
I feel like that happens less now with the structures of the tournaments.
No,
Like remember the like the
we're making
1500
money
and
like
1K?
with many
It was-
levels to
remember
go.
how hard it was to make the dinner break? Like when the 1500.
You're
when
saying
you
that,
start
but
with
like those
4,500
1500s would make the money the last level of the night. They're making the money like 5 levels prior to bagging now.
Yeah, it's true.
Obviously, it's a smaller field going
it's
forward.
Yeah. I guess those 30-minute tournaments.
So Mormon got
40-minute ones as well. Yeah, the hour-long
The
ones
hour ones.
are, bubbles breaking like first level day 2. But they're also massive fields compared to what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So Mormon got second. Congratulations to him. Does he have a bracelet? Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
He
bracelet.
has to.
He has two, I think.
I remember him drinking out the fucking shoe. That's disgusting. Who else? Were there any other champions?
What's that?
Any other champions?
Dan Zach won the
Another
he
one.
came back from the dead. He was 4-4 in the 10K stud 8.
How did Sean Winter do in that thing?
He got
Sean
fifth.
Winter got PLO. He was PLO.
That was PLO. He got 5th or 4th, I think. He did not win.
On your team?
I know
Does
he
Sean
did not
Winter?
win.
Does Sean Winter look like Justin Timberlake to you?
No. He looked like it to you?
I have no opinion on how he looks. I've heard that before.
Oh.
He looks sure he's a good looking guy. Sure, whatever.
I can't really like recall what he looks like. But
Shaved head,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, like I don't know. A lot of poker players look the same to me. It's nothing personal.
I had the pleasure of playing with Ralph Perry yesterday, and I got to tell you, man, the apple does not fall far from the tree
Is
between
Ralph,
Sean
Like
and him.
personality wise.
Oh my God.
is Ralph Perry Russian?
Maybe.
Because I only remember Tony G's rant on Ralph Perry, where he called him like a Russian or something. He's like, "Bring on the Russians!"
Wait, the on your bike Russian?
No, that on your bike was somebody else. But like, he had a rant against Ralph Perry that it was like real famous.
I got to tell you, I thought he was a nit. He was not a nit yesterday.
Just
He
because of
was-
his age.
No, I think I had played cash with him in the past at least. But like, I just always recall him being like on the tighter side of things. If you would have told me that Sean was actually dressed up in his father's skin yesterday and speaking with an accent, I would believe you.
Wow.
Like he was just trolling for hours and just like absolutely giga blasting.
Yeah.
I'm just like, has he changed you, or were you always this way? And now I understand how Sean became Sean.
I think that probably the second one.
Yeah, maybe. He was fun to play with though. I mean, didn't stand a chance, but like he was.
People like that are fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We played a hand where I opened off 40 with 8s. He 3-bet. I called, and it came 6-5-4, 2 clubs. I've read 8s, and I lead for a quarter pot, and he just smashes for like 3 pots with ace jack off, jack of clubs.
Is he saying anything while he's doing this?
Nope.
Okay.
He just looks so uncomfortable by the lead.
Oh no.
Like I'm watching his body language as it's happening, and I'm literally probably echoing his thoughts in my own brain.
Yeah.
Like as I lead, I see him like a little bit caught off guard. I'm like, he wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And then he's like running through all the options, and I can see it's just like, well, he definitely has a hand he doesn't want to fold, but recognizes that like he just can never call because he's dead on this board kind of thing. And I was like, he's just either going to shove or fold. And I think he's going to shove because he looks like he's in no mood to do the latter.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he just rips it. And I look back, I'm like, call. This is ace, jack, jack of clubs. 5 of clubs on the turn. I'm just like, this is how it always ends.
Yeah.
I'm never going to win this pot. Somehow I scoop. But nevertheless, I was a short exit right after he was. So, que sera, sera. Another day, another opportunity. Down the shitter.
No. At least you got that experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels good. The bigger topic was WSOP announced today that the Hall of Fame nominations are now official. And it was in line with what you were speculating earlier this summer, Chin.
There they are.
So the new nominations are REA, Rast, and Kathy Liebert, I believe.
Yeah.
Possibly Grinder too. I'm not sure if he's new or if he's a repeat nom. And then you have the returning ones of Elke, Layne Flack, Mike the Mouth Matisow, Matt Savage, Landon Norm, and Issa Scheinberg. So we have to have the conversation, right? Like, how are you picking
who's
one
our
out of
votes?
it? Well, yeah, to some degree, but also just like starting first and foremost, how do you just choose one?
The one is hard. The one is hard. I also think they should have like players and execs.
Yeah, so I think that's the first step is, right, you separate the players from the industry leaders.
Yeah.
Maybe have one of each year.
Yeah.
Something like
I don't
that.
know.
At least.
least.
I think
You
you
might
need-
have too many execs though at the end of the day, because I don't know if every exec should get in every year.
No, it's more so if there's one on the ballot.
But if the one's about, then he's auto in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But like, yeah, so like over the next 3 years, you would see Savage, Lon, Norm, and Issa get in.
Yeah.
But then maybe there's 4 or 5 years without even a nom.
That's fair.
In that category. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. Right?
But I feel like the execs will kind of push for their own people to get in.
Well, it's more so
right?
just like if they get nominated, they're very likely to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you have Lon McCarron and Norman Chad versus the Grinder for the
Yeah,
exact
that's weird.
same
That's
thing.
a weird spot.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like it's so different. They do different things. One's
It's
a
also
player,
just
one
like
there
for
too.
guys like Issa, Savage, and even Lon and Norm to a certain degree, but maybe less so because they're still pretty relevant in the commentary space.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically for Savage and Issa, like their impact on the industry,
Massive.
it's massive and it's already been founded. So
Right.
like they're not necessarily
Is Issa still
No, Issa's out of the game.
right.
Right, that's what I mean. Like it's
So like they're
weird
not
that-
necessarily going to continue to have future impact,
right.
right?
But yeah.
And that's
I
kind of
agree.
like the prereq is that they're still relevant when they're being nominated or when they're being voted on. It's way harder for, maybe not harder, but it takes away more from the credit.
Savage doesn't have any impact on the game anymore.
He does
No,
still,
he
for
does,
sure.
But
But like think of the guy who invented hole cards, right?
Oh, right.
Imagine he doesn't get in like the first 5 years.
Then he's never getting in.
right.
Right,
Now he just becomes
right.
irrelevant as time goes on. But like that's
Right.
such a massive
and I
invention.
think what Savage invented the reentry.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Okay. You know, whatever. It has impact, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I know he said he's He's like spoken about that stuff, I think, before. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, the reentry was, it is what it is. It has huge impact. It's definitely created big prize pools.
Right. Why the fields are the way they are now.
There's pros and cons, but at the end of the day, I think overall probably has created, these massive prize pools of 10 million and stuff like that. That's helped for sure.
He's had also had a lot of impact on like tournament rules and all. Like,
Yeah,
all that
he
kind of
leads
stuff,
the TD
right?
Summit every other year.
Right. I mean, he's for sure.
I mean, he's not my pick to get in, but I've just
Agreed.
Giving him his flowers still.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is a Hall of Famer for sure.
Right,
I just don't think he gets in this class.
Yeah.
And here's like the other problem that I see. So he actually put a tweet out today that said like, okay, now time for my least favorite part of these nominations, and it's appealing to the current Hall of Famers who have a vote.
That's who votes.
So basically, like those who are already in are the ones that vote, and that sucks, right? Because like it's such a dated look. Like, of course, Eli Elezra got in last year. It's not saying he doesn't deserve it, but it's like,
it's the mafia.
Like this is a big problem for a guy like Rast.
Poker Hall of Fame mafia.
Yeah.
How does Rast ever get in when the youngest person currently in the Hall of Fame is like Negreanu,
Yeah.
right? Or the most current to today's landscape is Negreanu, right? I mean, it's kind of gross, like, or not gross, but like it's a tough spot, especially with only one person getting in. Like,
yeah, but I could see the argument for it. Just to play devil's advocate again, it's like this is our club, and if we accept you, it means something. Well,
the problem is that as it's going, in 15 years, there won't be anybody left to vote.
Why? What'd you say? Because they're all aging.
Because the people who are getting in are older, always, right? Year in and year out. So like, sure, maybe like Grinder sneaks in a few years. Maybe Rast finally gets his just dues and gets in, and
maybe you can like pass on your vote to somebody. Guy.
To who?
Like inherit, like someone inherits your vote.
Yeah, but it would have to be qualified. It would have to be a qualified voice.
So what do you think? Like it should be like sports where like the media does it?
I think they should at least have some impact.
Okay.
I think it's reasonable to have a low impact fan vote.
Like
right.
Rated,
yeah. I mean, to some degree, like they do. The fans, I guess, are part of the nomination process. But in today's social age, like you can include them in the ballot.
Yeah, but then
process.
what happens is these things get skewed. Like,
yeah, you don't want it to be a popularity contest, obviously. That's why I'm saying a small weight to
right,
it, like 1%,
like we've
3%,
seen
whatever.
this with like some of the poker awards.
Yeah, the thing that Little kind of
so they they
shops
have these
for every year.
They have these huge mailing lists, and then they kind of skew the vote.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know, man. I'm just looking at this list, and it's like I'm having a hard time seeing like how guys like Rast and Grinder get in, and then I'm just reminded of the fact that between the two of them, they won the PPC championship
5 times, maybe.
At least 5.
Yeah.
Grinder won
it 3 times.
Rast won it twice, and Grinder won it at least 3. He may have won it 4.
Rast won the Super High Roller Bowl 500K.
Yeah,
first one. That's massive. And he's still around. He's still playing mega high stakes and bobbies and shit like that. Like it's pretty wild. Rast's resume is really impressive.
People don't
is there
even
an
get
age
it.
limit?
Minimum 40.
I think it's 40.
Minimum 40.
People don't even get
maybe
it.
it should just be
The last time he won the
higher.
PPC, Timex had him listed at either face or slightly below.
That's high, right? Markup. I thought you meant like favorite.
Timex was selling him at either face or like 0.99 or 0.98 or something like that. Rast doubled down and bought like 100% of himself, and then won the fucking event.
Wow, racked him.
That's
baller status right there.
He was just like, oh, a 50K that's supposed to be against the best mixed players in the world. Cool, let's make it 100K and let me punish Timex for millions.
Peaking that time.
That's a
He
boss
was.
move.
It was like right in between the Super High Roller Bowl win and his last PPC.
That's something you would do, Burke.
I wish I were that rich. I wish I were that rich. I wish I were
If
that
you were that
confident.
rich,
and I wish I were that good.
Well, if you were that rich, you would do that. The other two don't matter.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go down this list so that we could kind of get our opinions and stuff.
Okay. I guess like let me start with those two first. So Rast and Grinder. To me, these guys are both first ballot guys. Like, I think both of their resumes are ridiculously impressive. And I know it's easy to look at a guy like Grinder and compare him to a guy like Rast and say they're not in the same class. And
I don't think they are, Berkey. I just think the cash game difference is massive.
Fine. I totally agree with you there. But Grinder's tournament resume is one of the most impressive things that you are ever going to see. Mm-hmm. And it will never be duplicated because he did it in an era where there was that much like free money out there. Like, let's call a spade a spade. He was one of the absolute best at picking up loose change, if you will, right? Like he was one of the greatest in the softest era. He's not
100%.
He's not going to continue to do this
100%
moving forward.
Beast mode. He would just blast people right off.
But I don't think that's an argument for him not to be a Hall of Famer, because you know who else isn't going to do it moving forward? Guys from the 70s era that are still playing now. Like, no offense to the legend, but Doyle's not competitive in today's game. It doesn't make him not a Hall of Famer, right? Johnny Chan is a joke now.
Whoa.
Bro, I'll throw shade at Johnny Chan all day long, man. This guy sucks.
That stinks.
He stinks, man. He just stinks.
Sucks is a little harsh.
Yeah.
He stinks.
Yeah, you're right. No, I'm not saying as a player. I'm saying as a person.
Oh, okay.
He stinks. I mean, it's just like there's just a lot of dark side surrounding him. Like, I have no problem throwing dark side people under the bus.
I mean, you know more than we do. That's fine.
Well, you guys know a lot of it. Like the way his club went under in Houston or whatever. I mean, yeah, everybody ended up being made whole, but like there was a big sketchy situation there. It obviously was, him being a bad actor.
Did Grinder make? He was a November Niner, right?
Yeah,
wasn't he?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
2010.
One of the most known November Niners.
It was
where he hit that, like, what was that, ace on the river or something crazy? He went like running cards, a huge pot. He had like ace queen running cards, I think, and he just like, it was a massive celebration.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact hand, but I might be wrong in my hand.
Yeah,
but
I think he had like back into a full house versus a set or something like that.
Yeah, it was something huge. I remember that. I don't know exactly the hand. But.
My day 7 starting table was him to my immediate left. The very first hand that was played, he opened under the gun. I defended with like king 8 of hearts. I flop a flush draw, put in a pile of money on the flop and turn, and river just goes check, check, and I win with king high. And he went from, he came in as, I want to say he was like 4th in chips. I was like 10th in chips. DeHammel was at my table, who was like below average. And by the time our table broke, Grinder got moved to the main stage, and DeHammel and I got moved to the side feature where I ended up busting. And by the time Grinder got put at the main stage, he was there with, I can't recall his name. I think he's Middle Eastern. Chin, you would know him in a second if I could give you a better description.
A syllable.
No, like if I could give you even a better description of his personality, I think you would know him in a second.
You mean the final table?
No, he got like 15th or something like that.
Hassan Habib.
Yes. Yes. Hassan Habib. 100%.
Hassan Habib.
Yes, 100%.
What a legend.
He's a legend.
Hassan and Grinder were at the main table, and they were like really good buddies or whatever the case may be. Both of them were down to like 10 blinds in the blink of an eye. And Grinder final tables, and Hassan finishes 15th. Mm-hmm. Like, they just did miraculous things, and it's so hard to... The thing is, with every year that passes, we'll overlook that more and more and more. And the fact that he won the PPC 3 times as recently as, I think, 2 years ago?
No,
2019?
not 2 years ago, but it's very recent. Maybe 3, within the last 4
19
years.
or 18, I think.
Yeah.
Within the last 3 or 4 years, for sure.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Recent.
Okay, let me make some arguments.
Everybody on this list deserves to be there. I mean, that's one
Yeah,
thing. But
probably.
like, I guess we're debating.
I can make some pretty strong arguments against a lot of these guys.
Let's just say, and this is not the case for Grinder or not, but does it hurt or help if certain people on the list have lost their bankrolls at some point?
Isn't that, like,
good question.
Most poker players.
No, I'm honestly, because
it's a fair question. This applies to like Mouth as well. And Grinder's like perennially broke. Like, is he a Hall of Famer if he just never has money?
Right.
Right. No matter how much you win.
Well, I mean, I think your money management skills are separate from your contributions to the poker world.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that we could parallel it to baseball, right? Does Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry deserve to be in? Like, they smoked crack to the point where they were dead ass broke by
Like
the time they
someone
got
can
out
have
of
a
the
lot
game.
of life leaks, but still be really good at the game.
Right. You could be the GOAT.
Yeah, but there is like a
correlation
connection in poker with your bankroll.
Right.
But I also think that's like almost like
I don't know.
it's
Is
like a
that-
rite
how
of
do we keep
passage
score,
almost
though?
to go
Like,
broke in poker.
Isn't
you know?
how you keep score like money almost a little bit?
Kind of.
Like the old timers would always tell you, like, you know, you go broke. Like you're eventually gonna go
like
broke.
that. He was like, you have to go broke. That's
Right,
the
like,
only
yeah,
way you're
it's just
gonna
like,
make
That's
you're
it.
because
gonna
you
have
didn't
to
have any
go
money
broke
at the time. You had
some
like $20,000. It's like, bro,
Right.
just lose it already so you can feel the pain.
That was my bottom, Berkey.
Just lose it already.
I bet if you went back and looked at all the people in the Hall of Fame, there'd be
A lot of them.
plenty of them that probably don't have that much
No,
money
Daniel-
now and went broke multiple
Daniel
times.
used to say it all the time. Like he
Yeah,
would like
Daniel
come
would
to
say-
come to
right.
Vegas, lose, go back to Toronto, build
Yeah.
up, come back, whatever.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. But I don't know. Like in the modern age, do we respect that anymore? I'm not really sure. I'm asking the question.
I don't know. I think there's probably still plenty of that in the modern age with, you know, how many people are backed and everything.
Yeah, I think
Like-
that's the big point is that they still manage to stay in action even if they don't have their own
Right.
funds.
Like they're good enough to stay in action even if they are whatever they're doing.
No, the
buying
best
hookers
horse
and
you can
blow.
have is a horse that's really good at making you money, but really,
Really
bad at keeping
making
their own
themselves
money.
money. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Because then they have to keep coming
they'll
to
keep-
you,
yeah.
and you keep like they never leave the stake.
Yeah.
Right, and you just keep making money. That's really
It seems really hard to have a horse like that doesn't steal.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they usually are going to be doing some degen activities.
Yeah, they got to survive somehow.
Right.
Like,
Whether it's strip clubs or
So-
drugs or
Right.
pits.
the
you know.
rhino,
The rhino.
the white lies.
Yeah.
gotta put them kids
The
through school.
pickleball court, aka
Yeah,
the rhino.
at the pickleball
The
court.
ring's just gone. Burke, so
I wish my life were half as exciting as you all painted out to be.
it is. You just don't see it the way we see it.
No, he really does go to pickleball. But if I was like your significant other, I'd be like, what is he doing that he has to lie to go to pickleball?
Why is the ring off his finger?
Why is his ring
I
off?
would say that too, just
Salt
because
retention my ass.
it'd be like me leaving at 6, me getting back at 11, sweaty, beat up, and just angry.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you do this every day?
You wouldn't be like that though if you were cheating. Like you would go out and you come back relieved.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, you
wouldn't-
still be
you wouldn't
sweaty.
fired
and-
up. And,
Right,
you
so-
know,
so-
pissed
And you
off.
might still be angry.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're coming back. To,
Yeah.
The fact that I
misery.
would show up miserable every single day that I get home, you should know that I'm on the up and up.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, Burke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think the finances.
So
should
the
be-
finances doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters
Small
just because. Yeah, maybe, but it's such rumor mill type stuff too. Like
Okay,
nobody's
but
gonna
sometimes
divulge.
not. Let's talk about Ellie.
Right.
Like, sometimes not rumor. Like it's kind of just like it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But he still got in.
Well, he still got in because the same people that are like keeping him in action are the ones that are voting,
Yeah, that's facts.
right? And that's why I'm saying like maybe we look more at the process than the actual. It's tough to declare like what constitutes a Hall of Fame player any longer, because
Sure.
like there's a huge separation between some of the guys that are in and some that aren't.
It's era based though. If you're the best of your era,
But the problem is look at this list, man. We're still in the same era.
yeah, that's true.
You know, if we're talking about moving into quote unquote my era, the Moneymaker boom,
Yeah.
you're looking at Elke drawing dead.
He's not getting in.
He's
What
drawing
about
dead.
O'Dwyer?
Steve
O'Dwyer might not ever be nominated.
He's not getting in.
Yeah, Henry and I submitted him.
He's not
Yeah.
getting in. Not close.
Yeah,
He
we're
just
B
turned
tier.
40.
Guys like me, O'Dwyer, and 100, maybe thousands of others that had our career path. We're just like total B tier.
And I feel like you have to for the player to get in, you have to have like tournament accolades, right? Like you can't.
Or
it's
you
like-
have to be. Or
It's
you have
hard to
be.
just be like
million.
killer cash game player. Like
You could be Durr.
Is Garrett gonna get in?
Oppenheim
You think
got
Garrett
in.
will get in?
I think
at some
Garrett
point?
and Durr are like the two exceptions.
Yeah, but it's
But
really
Oppenheim
hard.
got in.
Yeah, Opie has some.
No, but he's known for Bobby's room.
It's because it's mixed. Yeah,
Right. He's
mixed
known-
is a different beast.
Right. But if you play the highest stakes mixed games in the world and succeed, you're very likely to get in.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's also because the people voting are like,
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Guys, should I
Yeah.
play the
Yeah.
8-game mix today?
How
Are
many
you
of the
trying
games
to
do
make
you
the Hall
know?
of Fame or?
No, but I just.
How many of the games do you actually know the
seems-
rules of?
Like 3?
Okay,
That's
so you
enough.
know the rules of 3. How many of them do you think you can competently play?
Like 1.5?
Okay, so no limit hold'em and PLO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they had a small stake big bet mix.
I really would love to play. Like, I would love to learn all the games and stuff. It's like a little bit too high of a cost for me to just be like, I just want to learn.
It's weird.
But-
It's
This
it's
is
a
the-
weird
that-
thing
one of-
because like So I did this very early in my career. I accidentally registered a $500 horse event at Venetian instead of a $500 limit, and I ended up final tabling and getting like 6th.
Yeah.
And it
happen.
Hey,
felt
Conrad.
it felt really fun because you're figuring out everything on the fly. But the problem is that the competition just sucks so bad that you're getting positive reinforcement for something that you're terrible at.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You might make the Hall of Fame though for that cash though.
Maybe I'll just win it.
Maybe.
The mixed game player.
I'll
Berkey.
just win the 8-game mix.
Yeah, I do envy those tournament guys that are just like so good at tournament strategy that when they come to the series, they play literally everything without barely a clue of how those other games work. And do well. Like Johnny Bax's first bracelet was in stud.
That's wild. He had like the book out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine having the book out? You don't know the rules.
That would be me.
Bracelet.
I mean, I don't know how to play.
But people like
stud.
that are very, they're very good.
They'll teach you.
They're
at
very
the
they're
table,
very
kind
good
of.
at
Is he in?
Johnny Bax. I think he should be in. Such a big influence.
But
he might
is
be
he?
on the exec side.
But is he in?
I don't think so.
Okay, like he for sure
He has to be in just on backs and sheets
I
alone.
mean, if he's not in, he's definitely like snubbed on this list. Like, yeah, from the backing standpoint alone, he qualifies, but the guy final table the main event.
and had
Third in the main event?
He has like 8 horses in the main event final table.
Yeah,
Every year he does.
he might have 8 horses who've won the main event.
Does he have
Legit.
lucky money?
I mean, he's
No, he
sharp.
just has all the money.
He's so sharp. He is. There is probably an entire generation of MTT players
For sure.
that have Johnny Bax specifically to thank for their career.
Hundreds of MTTers,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Hundreds. Just on backs and sheets alone action. And there's
Oh.
still a lot on that stage.
Yeah, like they scaled way, well, Backs and Sheet split, but like they scaled way down and they're still relevant now. Like they're still doing good. I'll never forget. I remind him of this every single time we play together. In 2007, I had very little money, but I was starting to make a little smidge of a name for myself in the online scene. And I hit up Backs and Sheets asking for online tournament backing. And they basically just like showered the shit out of me. Just like absolutely not. No
They're
chance.
like, who the fuck limps? No.
Yeah.
You're out. No limping. See you later.
And so it took me like 8 years, but finally somewhere around 2014, I was just like, hey, you remember me messaging you on Pocket Five? He's like, absolutely.
No, but yeah, just, he should get in just based on
But
his
she would
amount.
be nominated.
Yeah. His
I
influence
think
is
he might
crazy.
be in.
I mean,
I don't know.
We can figure it out, right?
I don't know.
There's gotta be
but
a
I
list
mean,
where you-
he has bracelets. He has his just, dude. It's just like, okay, people don't see it because a lot of the backing stuff is not talked about.
That's the problem that
But-
I'm kind of saying is like the qualifications for Hall of Fame is very unclear to me.
Yeah, the backing stuff's not talked about, but like he has as much influence on the game as like a Matt Savage or a Issa because like these tournaments are running through this.
Yeah.
Like all this money that is being brought
I can only
through
imagine
backs.
like and not only that, but like think of the stables that were born off of
off
his
his
model.
concept. Yeah.
Like, Pat's kind of talked about this for a while where like in more recent years, guaranteeds were controlled by how well stables were doing. Like I think he was talking about whenever BitB MTT liquidated or when he left them or whatever happened, that guarantees would begin to slowly drop.
Because there's so many horses.
Yeah, because they had so many horses.
So many horses, all rebuying.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, so it's like it's weird because the Hall of Fame should be reflective of the overall ecosystem.
Yeah.
And you need to kind of find a way to navigate that. And it becomes like really tough. So like Kathy Liebert's another great example. She's one of the most well-accomplished female players that we have.
For sure.
And when you look at it through that lens, it's like, okay, she's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But if you do a blind test of like resumes,
Well,
right? Like you take the names off of them
right.
and you just put Brian Rath's resume next to Kathy Liebert.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not even a real comparison. But I think Rath is like drawing pretty thin to get in.
So
like now what do we do?
yeah, there's just a lot of problems.
Right? It's like Kathy's a legend in her own
Kathy
right
is a legend though.
for a million
Sure.
different reasons,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
But like Rath's resume just absolutely demolishes almost everyone
Why
on
should
this
we wear
list.
purple though?
It's her thing, man.
Really?
I wear a hat.
No, I just don't know if there's like a symbol or something. Like why
I just
she
think it's her
was-
thing. I think
Oh,
she
okay,
likes
okay.
purple.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask her one day. She
I
really
said
likes
this
this
to
though.
I said this to Landon. I forget what we were talking about. Maybe we were talking about like our day 1, 2, and 3 outfits or whatever. But I was like, yeah, like I used to try to switch it up and like dress nicer, not wear a hat, yada yada yada, all this other stuff. And I was just like, nah, this is like work attire. Like I put the hat on, and that's just it. Like that's the work garb.
Do you work out with a hat on?
No, occasionally, but not often.
If he's taking one of those glamour pics, then he does. Yeah, he puts the hat on.
Sometimes, well, if I'm doing chest, no, it's more so if I'm doing chest, I don't wear a hat.
Yeah. If you're doing
'Cause you're
arms,
laying down.
if you're doing arms, you're wearing a hat because you're
Okay.
taking pictures.
But if I'm doing back, I don't take pictures. People take
Yeah.
pictures of me.
Some people, well, you post them on
You
your.
say, hey, can you take a picture of me?
Yo, remember
Yeah,
you used to
exactly.
take pictures of like yourself inside of like water and stuff, and you used to do like the photo of
It
like
was the 75
the
challenge.
the half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
The water's just like right on your.
That's so influencer.
I was trying to get people.
ring, baby.
I was trying to get people
No
on
ring,
board with the
no
75 hard
bracelet.
challenge. That water was 39 degrees. I'll have you know.
Alright.
All right, you get in it. We'll
Jock
get it
the
nice and
system.
prepped for you.
You gonna take my photos?
Sure. As long as you're wearing pants. I wasn't wearing pants.
All right. Should we say?
God damn.
Are we gonna go through the whole list, or do we want to say who we think is gonna win?
I
we
think
gotta
we-
go. We gotta at least
I
acknowledge
think we just
everybody
like
on
kind
the
of
list.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think we just kind of like group them. Also,
All right,
So,
Layne
like-
Flack, obviously. That's the one you want to talk about, right?
So Lane's my pick to get in.
Wow, really?
I mean, not from a resume standpoint, obviously, but
Just legend.
it's
the
going to
legend.
be just about the 1 year anniversary of his passing,
Yeah,
and I think that like if he doesn't get in this year, he never gets in.
agreed with that.
And I think that he's close enough on that fringe of deserves to be a Hall of Famer anyway.
Yo,
That it's an opportune time to just like kind of acknowledge his legacy.
Layne Flack reminds me of like, you know, when there's like people in music that died too early and they were like super hardcore partiers, like smoking and shit, and then they become like cult classic
Yeah.
leaders.
Mm-hmm.
That's Layne Flack in poker.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like just like partied hard.
Becomes a legend.
Like, yeah, partied
Yeah.
hard as fuck, like had all the women, gambled hard as a beast, and then just like gone too soon.
Yeah.
And now he's like Layne Flack, the legend.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think that like Gavin Smith is another good example.
Yeah.
He passed a couple years ago. And like, you know, if you compare those two, Lane's resume is just like a lot more impressive. I mean, you know, obviously like when he was coming up, things didn't happen as commonplace as they do now. So like developing the back-to-back Flack persona and like that being his whole brand and everything else. Like now, like, yeah, people final table events all the time back-to-back, or they win events back. Like, you know, there's the Sun Run is real.
Right.
It's not uncommon, especially
Well,
in
it's
smaller
different now,
fields.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but like back then
More
it was kind of
re-entries, more tournaments. Like before, it was less tournaments at the WSOP, no
Everything's a
re-entries.
freeze
Like
out, right?
much
Yeah.
harder to do what he was doing.
yeah, but the fields weren't that big.
Okay, yeah, there's give and
So
take on
yeah,
both
it's give and
sides,
take.
yeah.
But yeah, I think here's my take on it. Like Hall of Fame credentials very rarely actually stack up to having like some sort of meaning or validation on somebody's quote unquote ability, right? It's more of who you were to the industry than it was what your talent level was. And I think the exception to that is maybe a couple of the sports Hall of Fames.
Right.
Like baseball is very, very,
I was
very
gonna say when it
critical.
comes to sports, it's mostly like statistics. For the most part,
Football's a
obviously,
little bit looser.
Football's a little looser, yeah, for sure. Because football just, I don't know. It seems like there's just
There's
legends
aura.
that- yeah,
you just
yeah.
build auras around
Right.
people, like, you know, guys like Barry Sanders who played 7 years.
Yeah, but I
you
would think, like,
extrapolate it out.
something like basketball and something like hockey, and even definitely baseball. Like you
lets
have
too-
to have the
basketball
stats,
lets
or you're
too
not
many
getting
people
in.
Basketball, I went through the Basketball Hall of Fame the other day, and I was like, yo, this
Yeah, it's
guy's
kind of the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think baseball is like the tightest Hall of Fame class. And then from everything else, like it becomes more of like who you were to the industry itself.
Yeah, I mean
as much-
the one I guess good thing maybe about them only letting one person in a year is it stays elite. and
But I'm saying that it
stays-
shouldn't.
it shouldn't stay elite.
Yeah, I'm saying
Isn't that-
I don't think that's
mean,
necessary. I think it should be a lot more because poker is
Yeah.
more of a community than it is a sport. Keeping stats is very messy. It's not something that's like you could do an online Hall of Fame, and you could do it really well because you could just look at ROIs, you could just look at volume and things of that nature, and come up with pretty reasonable guesses. But I think it should be a lot closer to like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where it's just
Yeah.
like find people that were legends in their era.
I know. I was
And-
like, when like Green Day got in, I'm like, damn, how old am I?
Yeah.
Green Day's in?
Yeah. Like,
Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has people not in rock and roll, right?
Yeah, all music.
well,
it's
all
pretty
music.
much all
It's just
music.
all music.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, if you look at it that way, Lon and Norm are first ballot, no questions asked. Like
a
they're
lot
just
of first
in.
ballots then.
I mean, they're just
They're just
in, right? But they're
Right.
losing to other guys that are just like obviously in for the same reasons.
Yeah. No,
And-
you're right. It's like, I definitely would love to see Lon and Norman, and for sure they're like legends, right? Like when you like the voice of poker that you think
Correct.
of those two guys.
Correct.
Always.
Imagine like Joe Buck not making the Hall of Fame,
Right.
in some sort of way, or you know, for us Steeler fans, Myron Cope. Like these guys are just legends of their craft. And yeah, I mean, like, you know, you look at a guy like Grinder, like he was a legend of an era. You look at a guy like REA, and he's still putting up numbers. Like I think REA is a lot more cusp because there's like a pretty big gap between final tabling the main, getting second, and then winning player of the year.
And when he wins it again this year.
yeah, there's a shot. There's definitely a shot. Okay, so you think they should just pretty much all get in, maybe a couple snubs, whatever, but they all qualify. So what's your vote was Layne Flack.
My vote would be Layne. If I had to if I had to go through this list and say like people who I don't think should get in on like merit, so to speak, I would probably disqualify like Elke, at least for now.
Yeah.
I would probably disqualify REA, at least for now.
Yeah, same.
I think like REA has a chance to still build up his resume to the point of getting
Sure,
in.
it looks like he's gonna play another 25 years.
Yeah, right. And I think that that's good enough, right?
Right.
I would say.
So you have Kathy in.
I think Kathy gets in.
Kathy in on just like impact of the game, like just impact.
Yeah, I think she's a big enough influence as a female that that in turn allows her kind of a little bit easier of access. Like she doesn't have to put up as big of numbers. Same thing with kind of the mouth, right?
Let me give my vote's for Issa, and I think it's just because like
Who you want or who you think?
I think he deserves to get in. Just one, like the fact that Poker Stars was the biggest thing ever. Like it was the biggest site. It was such a massive influence on the game. Poker Stars then saves Full Tilt and kind of saves fucking poker as a whole for a lot of us. And it's like that was all Issa. So, you know, like he put a lot of food in a lot of people's mouth. So, you know, my vote's for Issa, just the fact that Poker Stars should have a representative in the Hall of Fame. So that's my take for that. I think you got Lon, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think Lon and Norman, they're just, but I think it's maybe just my own nostalgia,
Yeah,
right?
but
Right.
that
Like I'm
counts.
biased because that's when I first really got into poker.
I mean,
was
to
like
be clear,
2003 when they're, you know.
To be clear, for what you're saying, I think that of that list, they are the biggest shoe-in.
Yes, so do I.
Like I think they're the
Right.
cleanest no-brainer
Right.
of everyone. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh man.
This podcast is awesome, man. This podcast is incredible.
He just comes. We don't even have a camera set up for him.
No,
Like, he
nothing.
doesn't care. He's just gonna be
No.
heard.
Take it, man.
Yeah, there's
So
no camera
Landon's
over
out.
there. There's no
I'm
camera.
out. They got me. Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Oh.
Well, but we're gonna have to get that light on him. He is transparent.
He is awesome today, bro.
Don't worry. No,
Let's go.
he's pretty red in the face right
Yeah,
now.
he's got some color.
All right, let's
so I got
let's round it
Issa.
out. Wait, let's get Melissa's pick before we let
I don't
Landon.
know because I just don't think I've been around long enough to really have an opinion on this.
So that's kind of why I think yours matters a little bit because it addresses the point that I'm kind of making of the people that are voting are
Yeah.
just too damn old,
Yeah.
right? So like, just looking at that list, I don't want to speak for you, but like looking at that list, there are 2 or 3 names that jump out of my mind that I would think you would be most probable.
Well, I was just saying Layne Flack because he passed away in the last year, but I like honestly wasn't around for like most of these people's
Right, she
careers.
has no way to know who Issa is.
I had to look
Right.
up most of them. Like I
Right.
really don't know.
Yeah.
So
In my head, I would have thought that the 3 easiest for you to gravitate to would be Lon and Norm,
yeah.
Layne Flack, and Rast.
Sort of, but she didn't see Lon and Norm's heyday.
No, like I really
You never
didn't,
watched like the old WSOP coverage?
No.
Wow.
This is what
We
I'm
should
saying.
do that someday.
We should, yeah.
Oh,
no, I
they're fun
really
to
like.
watch.
I these names don't mean a lot to me, and they like. So I don't think that
Yeah.
this is not really for me.
Wait, you never watched like the Moneymaker? The Moneymaker when
I
he
haven't
won?
seen most of.
I forgot,
Oh,
like,
it's so iconic.
I forgot how
It's
enjoyable
so
it was. I did a show for PokerGo called Hindsight 2020, and I went back through a bunch of main event final tables.
Yeah.
And they were all like pre 2012. Man, the coverage was so different back then.
So
was so
different.
much
Everything was
fun,
edited.
though.
You were
Yeah.
only watching like
But people were barking
like
and
crazy
shit.
hands. And
Yo, that bark
enjoyable
was
hands.
wild. My man was like,
I've seen like some highlight stuff.
did you see the guy barking?
No.
Okay, they changed the rule because the guy was barking before.
I saw like
The
one where there was a
screaming
guy who
Swede.
was like standing up at the final table and like doing a weird dance, and
Oh,
nobody
the
blinked an
Italian
eye.
dude.
Yeah, no one blinked an eye at
Oh,
it, and I was
Candio?
like, "This
Candio,
is so
when Candio
weird."
hit that card, he was just like,
He's
yeah,
the one who
that,
technically
that
busted
thing.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
really?
I had a half a blind left after the,
All right, that'll
the
count.
humble.
Remember the screaming Swede?
Yeah, it was at final
Yeah.
table too. I did that episode for
So
Hindsight.
yeah, I don't know. You know, I this is like not a
So
vote
I think
for me.
Maybe
No,
we're
wait,
making a
no.
huge mistake being in the poker training sphere, and instead we should be in like the historical sphere.
Listen, I think this is a good conversation though, because I think everyone, like, things are gonna get weird very soon, because once Garrett hits 40, I assume he's in the Hall of Fame, right? But then if we look slightly beyond that, who's in the Hall of Fame? Because are these vloggers getting in the Hall of Fame? Like, are we putting in Brad
Probably.
Owen in the Hall of Fame? We kind of have to.
Probably, yeah.
Wait, so you think
Like,
well,
Garrett?
Nimi's already
so
over
wait,
40.
you think Garrett is just snapped
Garrett, no,
in?
Garrett's like
No,
37.
no, Nimi.
Right. So is Nimi in the Hall of Fame?
I'm saying he's already over 40. He qualifies already,
So he's like,
but he's not getting nommed.
but so that's what I'm saying. Like, soon things are gonna get odd, because there's like these people that have massive impact on their game are not necessarily always the best players in the game.
Or the resume? They don't have the resume.
Right.
I'm saying the best impact. They have the biggest impact. Like, Rampage
Right.
has a massive impact.
But he
Doesn't
doesn't-
mean he's the best
right.
player.
Right.
But what do we do now? Like, are we just gonna put in fucking Christoph Vogelsang over Rampage? It's a little bit weird.
My vote's for Rampage.
Like, what do you do there, Burke? You put
Well,
Christoph Vogelsang over Rampage?
So that's kind of the thing, right? Vogelsang's drawing dead. And that's kind of the point that I'm alluding to, is that there's going to be a switchover at some point where we run out of the old guard. This kind of incentivizes them not to switch away from one person a year, because having it at one person a year means that for the next 15 to 20 years, we just keep nominating people that were Moneymaker era and before, right? So like every single year, it's just going to be someone older and older and older
It's just
and
gonna
older and
become
older.
a thing that only old people care about, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's
it's not really
that's
gonna
where
mean
they're
that
that's where
much.
they're making the
no,
mistake.
I mean, look, Ivy's definitely in.
He's already in,
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Ivy, Daniel, and Helmuth are all in.
but they're still from that older era. Just because their age is different doesn't mean that they aren't from that era. They're still from
Jennifer
the pre.
Harmon's in.
They're
yeah,
all
those
from the
are
pre
good.
Moneymaker boom, and we're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
voting on names from the pre Moneymaker boom. And now we're just starting to get into the early fringe era of the Moneymaker boom with Issa, with Savage, with
Right.
Layne Flack.
So there's like a 15-year delay.
Minimum, maybe closer to 20, right?
Oh.
So like that's what I mean. 15 to 20 years from now, we might just be talking about Phil Galfond. We might just be talking about.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Galfond.
We'll still be talking about Brian Rast,
Yeah.
right? We'll still
That's
be
when
talking about.
I'll be an old person.
And
That's
and
why I don't think Garrett is just like snap in.
I think he has to.
he
get
is right now,
Like,
because
if
he's
if
so
he gets
relevant right now.
nominated right now. How do you?
The thing is that he's at his peak popularity as he's
Yeah.
approaching the age to get
Yeah.
in, right? And it's,
It's
gonna
like,
be the same thing
imagine
with
if Durr
Galfond.
was 40 at the time where everybody was like,
Right.
Durr's incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
it's kind of like that.
Right, and the
They
reason
were
why I say
talking, dude, they were talking about putting Durr in the Hall of Fame, like making an exception.
Yeah, he was like
of
26.
of the rule. They're like, Durr should just be in now. like, it's like,
right, and that's why I'm saying Vogelsang's drawing dead, because no matter how skillful he is at this game, he will move on to something bigger and better. Long
okay,
before
but
he's
you know what I
40.
mean. I meant
I
the
do- I
representative, Makita, those guys, like all this.
That's what I'm, but
yeah.
I'm lumping them all together.
Yeah.
They're not going to just grind high rollers for the next 20 years.
Yeah, like Adamo's studying psychology.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to transition out of this field into that.
Well, no, that's Well, I don't know. I can't confirm, or I don't know. The word on the street is he's really into his studies academically now.
I'm
No,
really
yeah,
into
that's great.
studying
I'm just
too.
saying he's not
I
gonna.
forgot.
He's not gonna become a psychologist.
Yeah.
Landon, what
I
happened?
didn't really have any much opinions on the
you
the
look
Hall
nice
of Fame
today.
stuff. But I do remember from the old school, like Hevad Khan,
Hevad
Khan,
bulldozer.
He's a shoe-in.
Bulldozer. Yeah. So anyways, I won like the first 4 hands today. I got up to 2x starting in like 20 minutes.
We thought that you had like 40 bigs.
So I did get the 40 bigs. So I got the 40 bigs. I open cutoff, king jack, no spade. Small blind, very good European reg. 3 bets small to like 7 bigs. He has me covered. I float. Flop comes 9-4 deuce, 2 spades, and I want to say heart. Yeah, heart. He goes 12K into 40. And normally I fold these spots and I'm like, the cards that are really low, you normally have to fight a lot harder for. Because when he's 3-betting, he doesn't have much of the low stuff. So I float. Mistake number 1. Turn is a 4 of diamonds. So 9-4 deuce, 2 spades and a heart.
Yeah.
4 of diamonds turn. He checks. Now I know I have bottom of range yet again. So normally in these
Yet
spots,
again.
you like to bluff with the bottom of the range. So I bet like 45% pot, leaving around 35% on the river, with the idea being that I want to protect my 9x, like going 9-8 suited, and I don't really want to bet too small to allow him to float his ace highs and king highs like rather profitably. So I bet 45%. He calls. River is an offsuit 6. He checks.
Well,
And now I don't win anymore.
never.
I don't win, and I don't block the backdoor suit, which is rather important of the heart. So I have king jack, no suits. So I jam, but as the consummate professional that I am, I leave back a 500 chip, just in case if I get a spin, you can sometimes spin it up. He tanks for a little bit, call it like 45 seconds, and then calls and has ace king of diamonds. So he check called and looked me up with the ace high. Yes, Dan, how you doing? Happy birthday. I even made a last minute happy birthday for you.
I mean, you did only leave yourself 35% pot back. You're not gonna get a lot of folds there.
I think every bust out that I've heard this summer starts with I float.
Yeah, I like to float pretty wide. And normally when you float pretty wide, you leave yourself with bottom of range a lot. Because once you
Ambitious.
see a check, you start seeing red.
Yes.
You're like, oh,
My
he checked.
turn.
It's my turn to win the pot now. And
Maybe
yeah, I mean,
Landon should
respect-
be on the Hall of Fame nominee.
No. I got to put in my time. I'm what, 23? So I got 17 more years of
Of
bluffing
pain.
into
Of bluffing it into ace high.
floating too wide until maybe I get somewhere.
I wish I could like have a glimpse into the future, just like a momentary 5-minute look at 17 years from now. Landon sitting in this chair hosting a podcast
No, man.
during the
No.
WSOP
I don't wish
going
that on you.
Thank you.
with like some young up and comer sitting over in the kitty corner,
No.
just going like, Bob, you don't know what the
Bob.
fuck you're in for.
Since
couple
when are you
things.
changing your
One,
name to
I'm changing
Bob?
the name of the kitty corner to
Landon's
something
gonna
more...
be here. Landon's gonna be
The
here.
kid's name is Bob?
The kid's name is gonna be Bob.
Yeah, in 17 years, Bob will
Robert.
probably
His
come
name
back
is
around and be
Robert.
like really
Maybe it'll-
Bob's
popular.
not coming back. Bob is dead.
What about
What are you
Bob?
talking about?
What about Bob?
Yeah, Bob comes
No.
back.
And the kitty corner would definitely have a different name.
Yeah,
No.
we would
17 years from
never
now.
call it
No,
that.
you can't change.
Yeah, it
Oh,
can't
it can
change.
change.
It's the kitty corner.
No, you just cycle out and
Yeah.
cycle in.
It's
No.
Epstein's
Berkey and I are
Garden.
gone. You've
Right.
taken over this
Yeah,
seat.
you and Melissa are
You-
sitting
Melissa's
here. That's
I-
right.
No, we won't be doing that.
I don't wish that upon us.
No, we won't be doing that.
What do you
We'll be
mean?
doing
We'll have an
bigger and better
empire by
things.
then.
Yeah, we'll be like fucking bar
Yeah, that's why
stools.
we won't be in the seats. We'll be.
Oh, right. You would have cycled
know.
out also. Well, Landon, let's be clear. Landon will be in the seat. He will be in the 5K seat at the
I'm
World
gonna
Series.
be in the Bahamas.
Yeah, you can be wherever you want
You
to
know,
be. You can
sipping
be
on virgin pina coladas.
you can be podcast mama somewhere
Yeah.
like on site.
I'll just be
you know?
collecting the checks and
But-
sitting in the on
But
the
he will
beach.
be here with a grizzly red and gray beard,
No, red hair doesn't turn gray. it turns
looking
blonde.
young Bob in the eyes, saying, "Buddy, you don't know the pain I've been through."
I floated with King Jack High.
Dan O'Brien will be like on call once a month with with his 22-year-old
Yes,
girlfriend.
yes, yeah. That's the only accurate part of this.
And his blue hair.
Yeah.
Going.
And his
"You
gray
fuck-"
his gray stubble and
his-
blue hair.
He'll
just show up one day and
look
be
like
like-
Eric Hicks with blue hair.
Yeah.
You know, just be like, you kids are still doing this shit.
Chin, you don't get STDs like that.
He'll show up one day and just be like, "You win that bracelet yet?"
Never gonna win a bracelet, bro.
Uh,
Never gonna win one.
the future is bright. I'm excited for it.
Why are you so happy?
Very
dude?
dark.
I am very happy. We've built something here.
Yeah, we
I'm
have
excited for the
59
next 17 years.
episodes.
Imagine
That's a lot of
Berkey hosting
episodes.
this show. You're gonna be like fucking who's that guy that hosts?
Dude, gas was 89 cents when he started
Yeah,
driving.
fine.
No, same. Yeah.
That's so
Wait, who's that dude on
old.
Sirius XM?
Howard Stern?
You're gonna be like Howard Stern age out here.
Bro, Howard Stern's like 70.
Yeah. Add
I'm
another
almost 40,
17
man. Chill out.
17 years. You're gonna be 57.
I'll be a young 57, a spry
That's not that old.
57.
You're gonna still be wearing that backwards hat at
I said,
57.
you're damn right I will. I'll pull it off too. We went to the Poker Go studio today to do the meet and greet with all the people who won the free roll into the BetMGM Classic or whatever.
There was a lot of people.
68, I think.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like 90 total qualifiers, so it should be a good event. But Tom is there, Tom Wheaton, and he's like, you know, the master of ceremonies. He's running everything, and me and Elias are there, just kind of shaking hands and kissing babies. And I look at Elias and I go, you know, it's really crazy to me that I look at Tom and like I see a father figure, and Tom looks at me and he sees a peer that's the same age as him.
Damn, dog.
He's like, Tom's like, what do I look that old? I'm like, it's not about how you look. It's you have that dad aura about you.
He
You know?
does. He tells a lot of dad jokes. He does. He's
Yeah.
the king of that.
Yeah,
Good for him.
yeah.
Like
Him-
Brent Hanks.
Oh, he's
Same
probably
thing.
so
Yeah.
rich right now.
Brent's a dad. I mean,
Yeah.
well, he is a dad.
Papa Hanks.
3 times over, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was also a school teacher. That
Mhm.
That's
helps.
true.
That helps
Yeah.
the dad.
Right.
His trajectory.
He knows how to deal with children.
We kind of have to get. We're gonna have to get Brent on here one of these days and,
Yes,
and
for
just
sure.
dig through like his life path from 21 till now is just probably the least predictable thing that I think anybody could have ever drawn up. I mean, he was all over the place. Like he got tenured as a high school teacher. Like what? And then he just spends a decade playing poker? How
Yeah.
how does this happen?
He wore his ring, bro. He wore his wedding ring.
I don't know what that means. He didn't get married till well into his career.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
He got
I mean,
married. I was playing the big game when he got married. So it was probably like he was actually pretty close to out of poker by then.
2013?
14?
14 when you got married?
15? 16?
Something like that, yeah. Maybe.
It was after Phil,
No,
though.
it was like 13.
Yeah.
2013.
13 or
I think it
14, I
was,
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years. Wow. Oh, 9 years.
Yeah. Adults doing adult things.
getting
we know
married
nothing
and wearing
about.
their rings.
Good rhyme.
It's so uncomfortable.
What?
Landon, would you want to wear a ring if you got married?
Yes, of course he would.
Getting married?
It's a hypothetical,
if
man.
you got
If.
married,
If you were married, would you wear your ring?
She's
Why is
phrased-
this even something to
she-
think about?
She phrased it funny
get-
too, like a trap.
I guess
Because
so.
like we don't grow up wearing finger jewelry.
Like, I would literally always wear it.
yeah,
Doesn't
but
it
you,
make your
but you
doesn't
also
it, like,
just
stop blood flow to your
Oh,
your
yeah.
finger?
Jeez.
see,
There
you
we go.
understand.
But
You grow up wearing finger jewelry, right? Like you have some on now. This is not foreign to you.
so
I've never put anything on my
call
hands.
it finger jewelry.
What else do you want to call it, man?
Rings.
Rings. They're
I don't
not
like who
called
says
anything
finger
else.
jewelry. I've never heard that phrase in my
they
life.
have like
I
that
mean,
ring
patent
now.
that
So
shit.
You just
weird.
get used to it
Finger
like
jewelry.
everything else.
Don't
Pat
they have
McAfee
that
says
ring
that?
that like gets all your like sleep and all that stuff?
Yeah.
That's an
I,
aura
I wouldn't
ring.
wear that either.
Guys
the aura.
wear those rings.
Yeah, I did not get the aura ring. I waited for the
is
whoop to
there a
come
They're
out.
different-
loyal
is
about
there-
wearing their aura rings.
Can you name
than
a
their
different
wedding
kind of
ring.
finger jewelry besides a ring?
Yeah, you've never seen those girls that have like the connecting, like the rings that connect with chains and
Oh,
stuff.
I used to wear those.
See, there
Those
you
are
go.
rings?
Finger jewelry.
They are rings.
Okay.
Yeah, they're.
All right,
It was
finger
5
jewelry.
rings with chains.
So Landon,
in
you
between
would wear
them.
it?
Brass knuckles,
I'm
finger
brass-
jewelry.
It's
I
a
wouldn't-
different kind.
I'm sure it would get like it would become habitual over time and you get used to it.
You
but
just
like
keep it
I
on
would have no
always.
preference.
You're not excited about
Like,
the prospect.
I
You know
would-
of it.
what? You know
I would
what,
be-
guys? I would wear the ring.
I would be
Of course you
happy.
fucking
This
would.
is the only.
This fucking guy over here.
Yeah, but he's a trapper, bro. He's like, I would wear it, but he hasn't asked her in 10 years. He's just
true.
fading the question.
Right.
He's just like,
Yeah, it's
I
easy to
would
say
do
you would
all
wear
these
it.
things, except
We're talking hypotheticals here.
It's easy to
We're
say you
talking
wear it when you don't believe in
hypotheticals.
marriage.
Yeah, it's just like I wear it. Meanwhile, he's like a 20-year girlfriend.
Some
Like,
people wear promise rings.
Like, I wouldn't mind
I
like
don't,
buying a
but-
ring
Why
and
you
like doing the
side-eyeing?
whole ceremonial stuff, but at the same time, like I wouldn't want to inherently wear one myself, but I don't mind like doing that gesture and being like, here's a ring. It's very
Oh,
nice.
you want her to
It's for
wear
you.
it.
I'll tell you
If
what.
she wants to.
I'll tell you what. Here's the easy
This is so
solution.
weird.
Here's
This
the easy
conversation
solution.
is so
I would never
weird.
white lie about pickleball. If it were just understood that by me wearing the ring, it means I can play pickleball any goddamn
You would
time I
trade.
want.
You would trade
Yes,
white lies
well,
for
probably
pickleball.
whoever you are giving you a ring is okay with your
Yes,
pickleball
yeah.
habits.
Find someone that doesn't care
Perhaps.
whenever
It's
you
not
play
really
pickleball,
that big of
then
an
you'll be
ask
fine.
to
That's all you have
wanna
to do,
play
Burke.
pickleball.
What
at
I need
night.
them to understand is how much of a sacrifice it is squeezing a fucking ring onto these sausage fingers.
Bro, they
You just
make
need a
rings
bigger
and all. You think
size.
Shaquille O'Neal doesn't have a ring?
Probably
Jack's got
not.
a ring.
He's got a lot of rings. doesn't he?
No.
Let's see if Shaquille
But he
O'Neal
didn't
wears
wear
it.
them.
This is you
I know
get
he
an
didn't wear 'em. There's a
adjustable
lot
ring.
of I'm not.
You can stretch it and squeeze it as you please.
That I mean, I don't want to throw shade at your ring, but like that has to be a cheap ring.
I got. I'll tell you how much.
Wow.
I got
Whoa.
24 rings for $9.99.
Okay,
go.
there you go.
So
She's
exactly
trying to
right,
sell
yeah.
us a $10 fucking engagement
But,
ring.
like,
What's the price have to do
yay.
anything, Burke? There's no price on love.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's get into that.
Price of ring?
Are you in the camp of like X amount of months of salary?
I don't know, but I don't want a cheap ring.
Wow.
Yo, that was the best answer. She's like, I don't know.
I
how
don't
much it
care
costs,
how
but
much
better
you
not give
pay
me
for
some
it.
shit.
Like, find a hookup,
Didn't
but
you?
that ring better look fresh.
Didn't you
So
buy
it's not
40
about
rings
the
for
love.
$9?
Yeah, but that's like, you know, it's
not a
different
gift.
because, you know, because I know the way that I judge people's rings.
So what
when I
you're
look at
saying
them.
is that
I'm really like I'm
love it,
aware
like,
that this
your
is
man don't love you.
no, I'm aware that this is not like a healthy mindset of mine.
Okay.
It's just like my mom and I used to always judge like women's wedding
oh, but I
rings.
can't go ringless.
Wait, no, that's
we would
worse.
always-
The judgment for that is even worse.
Yeah, we would because we would be like that ring is really
Your
small.
man don't love you.
Or that's cubic zirconium.
Yeah, or like yikes. You know, like
Ooh, do that
that's
face again.
yikes. like, but like that's so.
Now
bad
you see
of
why
me.
people lie about pickleball. They don't want to
so
deal with the
bad of me.
judgment.
Like I don't want to be like that, but I love
But
a
you
good.
are like that, and you know
I,
other women are like that.
yeah, my friends are like that
That's
too.
what I'm saying, man.
I love a big ring. I'm like nice, you know, good one.
Nice. You
I
got
love
a good
that. I
man.
love
You
that
got
for
a good
you.
man.
Yeah,
I love that
like
for
that
you.
man's
yeah.
I love
spoiling
that
you.
for you.
Good
Usually,
for
the
you.
bigger the ring, it's
Feels
because
like
they did something they
overcompensating.
shouldn't have
Well,
done.
yeah,
That's
and
why.
but then like
That Kobe ring.
Yo, the
Yeah.
Kobe goes
Yeah.
down.
It's not like,
R.I.P.
oh, you got a
Kobe.
big
Love-
ring, you got
love
a good
Kobe.
man. It's
but
like,
that fucking ring.
That was the biggest
after
ring
it-
actually ever created.
like
Bro,
that
no,
man's
not only
taking
that. First
care
of all,
of you.
listen, the part that people forget is like not only was the ring was something insane after that case, right? But he also got her a Lambo that they didn't make the Lambo that she liked in the transmission that she wanted.
Yeah.
So he got it. He got Lamborghini to switch the whole shit.
Who cares? That's cheap compared to the ring.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
ring was $4 million.
The ring was
compared to the
the
ring.
ring
$4
was
million, I think it
stupid.
He didn't
Also,
spend
it's
a $4
different,
million
like,
on a
with
car.
famous
But
people, like,
Lamborghini
they
doesn't
always
just
do that
change the
shit.
transmission for you.
When you're Kobe, they do.
The famous people are a different like topic. Like
No,
they're
but-
always like they are always gonna have massive rings.
Yeah, but
and
you're trying to
stuff.
put us on the level of like 1/100th of them.
Yeah.
So now we gotta go find a
Well,
40K ring.
so my
40K
brother
ring.
got his first. Well, he's not married anymore, but he got his wife like a huge like 5-carat ring, and it was like way more than like he should have gotten.
I have to tell you, like, as somebody who isn't very materialistic,
Whatever you're gonna
there's
say is gonna
no
be something
fucking
wild.
chance, no prayer that I'm spending like high 5 figures, low 6 figures on a ring.
That's fine. That's a lot. Like you can get like his ring
supposed
that
to be
he
3
got.
months' salary.
The 5-carat ring. Was,
That's because you're rich, Maji.
Well,
This is-
say everything you just said
You're
again.
complaining about being poor, and you just said that.
No.
I didn't say I don't have earning power. I just said I'm poor.
He's like, I'm not spending 6 figures.
I
low
don't.
6
I don't know the
figures on
rules
a
Look
ring.
at
about.
that fucking ring. I don't even want to talk to a
That's
girl
too
with
big.
something like
nuts.
that.
That's
Too big.
kinda nuts.
That's obnoxious.
She's kind of bad though.
No, like
She is hot.
okay, the one that he got was 5 carats and it was 30K.
30K feels like
That feels like high five figures to
That's a
me.
lot.
That's not high 5 figures.
Bro,
But
it's
that is a
literally
lot.
not even halfway.
No, but that is a
I don't
lot.
care.
Like that, I don't
It's
even think that. Like I wouldn't
$30,000.
expect that much. I wouldn't like
all
expect
right.
that.
You would
All
spend.
right, you end up with a guy. He's
Yeah.
making $250,000 a year. What cost of the ring?
10.
That dude's making nice.
Okay, 10 I could.
10's
10,
fine.
but-
I think
you can
10,
get.
I
you
think
feels
10
bad.
is like,
Like, you
fine, but like a higher
$10,000 when
range
you're
price.
making
I think it's like higher.
$250?
You also have to remember. Okay. Here you go.
Wait,
Because to me,
don't
that's
try.
like-
wait,
that's
wait,
a
I
lot.
don't want to pay 10K either. I'm just saying. I feel
a
like I'm gonna
lot
have
for
to.
a piece of jewelry.
10K for the ring. Sure.
Yeah.
How much is your wedding?
Less.
Oh.
I don't want to.
Chill. The mom's dad pays for that.
Weddings are expensive.
And also, yeah, the girl's family is supposed
Less
to pay
than
for it.
10K?
That's
Yeah,
why
no.
you gotta pay for
Not
the
in
ring.
2022.
Listen,
Yes,
if you have
no,
a
yeah,
wedding
the
for
girl's
less than
family pays
10K,
for it.
you just don't have a wedding.
I would rather like
First of all,
do a
weddings are
trip.
whack. Like, you
I would
should-
rather do a trip with
Yeah,
like
that's
people
what
I'm
I'm
close
saying.
with
Correct.
and like get married
Yep.
in an intimate setting.
Yeah,
It's,
like spending
more
a
my
bunch
style.
of money on a wedding for like
Same.
one day is like kind of whack.
I would.
Isn't there that show right now, like house or like wedding or
Yeah.
house? There's
I
a
would
show.
absolutely spend 50K on a wedding before I would spend 50K on a ring.
Oh, that's dumb.
Nah,
that's just
silly.
so dumb.
It's a party,
At
man.
least,
No, because,
at
like-
least the ring holds
Listen,
its
it's
value.
not about you, dog. It like you're fucked if you get her a bad rate. Like
Yeah.
this wedding might
Yeah,
be
no,
off.
Look,
if
bro,
I
I don't
got
want a
if
ring
I
at all.
received a
Let's
bad
start-
ring, like I would be like, so like tentatively yes, but like this has to be changed.
What
Like
I really
this is
wanted to
not.
do-
I'm not putting this
What
on.
I want-
Tentatively,
No,
yes.
you guys might not-
Tentatively, yes.
Now, you might not believe me. If I got Michelle,
And you don't want someone to
if
answer
I got
that.
Michelle a $50,000 ring, she would be pissed
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah, I believe
Pissed.
you. That's
Yeah.
because you
now
got a
she has
good
to
woman.
wear this thing around and,
Right,
and worry
and
about
worry
it
about it.
nonstop.
Yeah.
That it's gonna like
No.
she's gonna lose it.
Look,
or
Like
I'm
when I
all
say
about
I want a
sentiment.
nice ring, I don't want it to like. I just would like it to look nice and like I hope they get a good deal too. Like not like just
Yeah.
spend a ton of money for no reason.
You just
I'm-
don't want. You just don't.
I don't
want
wanna
your
fucking-
girls to look at you like, oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
like do we need to have a
See,
talk?
see, I'm out. I want a girl. I'm all about sentiment. And what I would like to do is get my grandmother's ring
Okay.
redone
Yeah.
and pass it along.
That's
And I
That's
want
nice.
somebody
I like that.
who doesn't give a shit
Right. There's
about
a
whatever
lot of
judgment is
people.
passed
no,
on.
There's
but you
a
can
lot of
have
people
the
who don't give a
band. You
shit.
could
I'm
just
not one of
add a
them.
couple extra diamonds.
There's a lot of people who don't care.
Blood
like,
diamonds,
a ton.
man.
There's
People
like,
are dying for these
There's a
things.
lot of non-vain, non-superficial girls. I'm not one of them.
yeah.
You know?
That's fair.
I respect her energy though,
Yeah.
because it's like this is who I am.
This is what I like. This is
And
what
if
I'm
you
not. I've
catch
always
me,
been
I'll
this
ride or
way.
die for you.
Self-aware.
I've always seen myself with a nice rock, and that's it.
I'm
and
the
and
same
I
way.
will wait
Look,
until I find
There's
someone who will
certain
give me
things to
one.
me that are non-negotiable in women. It's like they need to have nice nails and a nice bag.
So
This is an insane list of non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are like she has to
okay,
love.
on top of those things.
She
but
doesn't
like-
tell me white
like-
lies.
Like she has to treat children well. She has to have like
Yeah.
a good sense of humor.
Bro, all I'm asking
She's
for
close
is
with her
nails and a
family.
bag.
You're like, nah, she's got to have acrylics.
Yeah, but that's how
and-
you just find a girl who's belongs to the streets. Even though I have nice nails and nice bag.
You have nice nails, nice bag. See, so you know what
I outed myself.
Come on, you can't self-report.
I outed myself.
You self-reported.
So what you're saying is the plastic flowers aren't doing it for you.
No.
Step
I
that
like.
rose
I
game up,
really like.
boys.
Well,
The
I don't know.
flowers
I
are
like
dying.
to
Sorry,
be like.
Zed,
I like
you're
to
out.
be spoiled. I don't get spoiled by the average person.
Yeah.
No,
So
you like
if,
to be
if I'm
taken
with
care
somebody,
of. You like
yeah.
to be felt as if they're putting thought and effort into
But more
what they're
specifically,
giving
you
you,
like-
not just some
They
like,
want me to
oh,
feel
I just
good.
went to Jared's and just picked up
like,
some shit.
I would like them to want me to feel special.
Right, but more specifically, like you're saying that gift giving or gift receiving is kind of your best form of communication.
Oh no! Don't. He's
No,
trying to trap you.
I
He's trying to
think
trap
my
you. Watch.
love language, like I actually retook it because I think the things that I do the most are not actually the most meaningful. So for me, it would be like if I were to say words of affirmation in a loving way to someone, that means like they really mean a lot to me because I don't like doing that normally.
Yeah, well, it's different. Your love language that you express versus the love language that you receive are two different.
Yeah. Well, I think I grew up like my parents. That was the way they showed like love. They weren't
Listen.
very talkative or touchy. It was
Women
like
that take
here's
care
a
of
nice
their nails
thing.
nice, have a nice bag, like that. It's just nice to see.
For
There's
you,
plenty of
I
those,
don't.
though.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think.
That's
but
not
that's-
rare.
But yeah, like I think there's a big disconnect. Like for me, like I I receive love very well through touch, but I don't give love very well through touch.
I think I'm the opposite. I don't receive touch well.
Yeah, no, that wasn't
well.
my point. My point was that there's a disconnect.
Yo, where are we going with
My point is that there's a disconnect often between like how you receive love and how you show love.
Yeah.
And so like I guess the point that I was getting at is like if you feel loved and taken care of whenever you're spoiled, then it's likely that you just receive gifts well.
Yeah.
Where like I don't receive gifts well at all.
Okay, yeah.
But I actually like enjoy giving gifts.
Right.
Yeah, people that have everything don't enjoy getting.
I don't know what that means.
You know what it means.
I do have a very like
You have like
clear stance on gift giving. Like
it's like, bro, what can we give you? Like your closet.
That's my
your
point.
closet's as big as this.
it's not even
entire
that.
thing.
It's just I'm a grown adult. If I want something, I buy it. Right? To me, it's all about sentiment. Like gift giving is all about sentiment, not material
Well,
goods.
that's sort of like, okay, like I wouldn't, my
Makes it
bag
much
was
harder to get somebody
like,
a gift.
That's true.
My bag was a gift from my brother. I wouldn't buy myself a like really expensive bag because like I'd rather just have the money. So
Go play the 5K.
I prefer like receiving gifts because I don't really buy myself like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Right, but
many
what she's
gifts.
saying is like if your man was to give you a bag,
yeah,
you know, you would like it to be Chanel.
it better be a nice bag. Yeah, because I'm gonna judge
Chanel,
the shit out
Louis.
of it.
Like it
yeah.
better be something nice, not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Some you've been eyeballing,
Not
but just won't
guess.
splurge on.
Yeah,
You would-
don't
get you a guest bag.
no Nordstrom Rack. Because to me, I'm equating it as like, oh, he sees me as Nordstrom Rack
You
level.
see, you gotta be careful.
No, I fell into this trap. I tried to be very sentimental in getting flowers, and it was a scenario where like I landed in a city and had like 45 minutes to scour and find something very quickly. Happened along a flower shop in like Koreatown, had something made up. Wasn't particularly like it wasn't a $500 bouquet of roses by any stretch. It was just something.
Yeah.
And in my mind, the whole time it's just like thought that counts. Who gives a shit? They're flowers. They're gonna
Yeah.
die. No. Execution matters a lot in these scenarios. It's just like, oh,
Depends who.
okay,
It just depends who. Like if
It
you're
does
with a
depend
bougie
who.
girl, you better buy her bougie shit.
Yeah.
sure.
If you're not, then it's the thought that counts.
I think that's why I run.
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to buy anybody anything.
wow.
You like giving.
You love giving
buying
gifts.
I mean, I don't like in the sense of giving somebody a gift that I either don't think will be received well or for the purpose of like showing that you care.
You do to
love
me all the
that.
time.
You literally
gave him
told me you
gifts?
He
love
knows I
buying
don't like
gifts.
getting gifts, and he does it just to watch me squirm. He'll be like,
Oh, we all should
"Hi,
bring
Matt.
gifts."
Here's a box of protein."
You literally said you love buying thoughtful gifts for people.
I love buying. I think it might be different for a significant other because it's a steep slope.
You don't
like-
want it to be like expected.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a steep
I'm with you
slope.
on that.
It's a steep slope.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause, like,
I don't
love,
expect
I
them
love
for
giving
what it's
gifts.
worth.
I love giving people gifts, and they're like, "Oh, this is a great gift," and it's a
No, I
utilizable
think gift
gift.
giving is your love language.
I love
you
Yeah,
love
giving
to give
gifts.
gifts people.
I love
love that.
receiving gifts, but I do not like receiving a non-thoughtful gift. Like if you knew me remotely somewhat well, but got me something
Like a
poker related for my
keychain.
birthday, I would hate you.
Like a souvenir poker chip.
Right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
here's a poker chip or here's a deck of cards. Like fucking
Okay,
try
that's a
harder.
shit gift regardless
Try
of who
fucking-
you
yeah.
are.
Hey, this is a shitty gift. It doesn't matter how cool the deck of cards is.
Yeah.
There are some cool deck of
No,
cards.
I'm completely with him when it comes to like gift giving or even like actions of like showing that you
Service
care,
or-
or service or whatever. Like I always want it to be something sentimental, and I never want it to be
Yeah.
expected. Like
Yeah.
I'll open doors for you, I'll carry your luggage for you, but
Right.
the second that you like drop it next to me,
Oh yeah, no.
it's like I'm out.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I'm always very like surprised when I was not expecting I was carrying a thrift store. Like I will buy myself like cheap shit. And that's why it means so much when someone will like go out of my budget and give me something.
Wow. All right, so we have to upgrade these rings, guys. We gotta get off this $9.99
Bro,
ring.
all I know is that she's
This fucking adjustable
she's
ring
Sounds
that
like I
she's
gotta
rocking over there.
Sounds
She's
like I gotta
telling-
stop floating flop and get more of these min cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pennies make pounds.
Yeah,
Pennies do
min
make
cashes add
pounds.
up.
Well,
Fuck.
damn, that was a mad tangent.
But like if you guys ever
Mm-hmm.
are dating someone and they are bougie, I can help you pick stuff out.
Man, I don't know if is that a
I
good
think I'm
thing?
honestly out on bougie.
Out on bougie girls.
I was gonna say, is that a good thing?
there's
We're
a
not for
shot I
everyone.
won't shoot because I'm scared it's bougie.
I know.
what's the
that one's
what's the most
bougie.
expensive
Yeah.
gift you gotten a woman? Just a number.
What's
You don't have to
anyone
tell her what
ever?
it is. Just number.
Um,
Oh, what's the?
Mine was $800 for a boyfriend.
man,
By by gift, it's not just like a doll, like cash. That doesn't count.
No, not cash. Well, you're giving straight cash?
Not to a significant other or anything.
Yeah,
No,
I paid off a significant other's student loan.
Okay.
It
That's
was
large.
like $6K.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Let me think.
Someone got me a 6K bag. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, usually like if it's expensive, it's like flights or trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that reminds me. I have to
It's
get a gift for someone.
It's never like a tangible
I
good.
bought an $800 T-shirt.
What about you? I feel like the number's high.
No, it was $4,500 for a Louis bag.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Was
Is
that,
it because-
was
is that
that
because the
limited
sig-
edition?
pretty
That's
high.
pretty expensive for a
Is that
Louis
was-
bag.
because the
that was an
significant
expensive
other
one.
was
Yeah.
missing it? Because they
That
need
was-
nails in a bag and
That
they had
wasn't-
nails
that
no
wasn't
bag?
secondhand off eBay.
I said you need a.
That's literally what my brother
women
did.
with nice bags. Here you go.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my brother was like shopping for himself, and he's super bougie, like way 100x more than me. And I was carrying like a thrift store bag that I had just gotten for like $20, and he's like, "You can't carry that and walk with me." Like, he was like, "That thing looks disgusting. Like, you can't carry that. Like, let me just buy you something." I'm like, "No, that's insane." He's like, "I don't care. Like, I just got divorced. Let me just celebrate by buying the shit." I was like,
Yo,
"All right."
divorce parties are a thing now.
Yeah, we went to
Yeah.
Vegas after he got divorced. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
Divorce
I
parties.
thought
are a
divorce
thing.
parties would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Divorce parties seem.
It's just
Divorce
like
parties
you're
in
ready to-
Vegas would be fun.
It was fun. We just gambled the whole time.
Yeah, divorce parties are a
That's
thing.
Went shopping.
That's
ate at
not
nice
how a
restaurants.
guy's divorce party in Vegas would go.
You went gambling with your sister.
It would instantly just be like an episode
Shopping
of Cat
with your
House.
sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was like, "I'm done with women."
Good for
that
him.
only lasts for like a
It
month.
did, and then he went on a huge like Tinder horse.
That's what I'm
spree,
saying. It
so-
only lasts for every time someone's like, "Oh, I'm done with this." Same thing with women too. Like, "I'm done with men." No, you're not.
I'm done with him.
Just
yeah,
stop.
He,
No, you're
It's
not.
never-
You're not done with him. You're not done with
Never.
men. Stop it.
Sounds like me talking about poker.
Yeah, you're gonna sign up tomorrow.
I am. I'm in there. BetMGM, 3,500 million guarantee, 90 qualifiers. Don't bother showing up. I'm gonna win.
Oh, he's dead.
It's
Chris,
locked.
you
It's
playing
locked
2K
and loaded.
tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm in.
You're playing the 2K?
I am playing.
Coming to
2000.
Aria after?
Okay, sure. How much is your Aria tournament?
3,500. It's gonna be juicy, man.
Maybe 3,500 is better.
The
close?
2K is gonna be a bigger prize pool, but 3,500 is gonna be really nice.
Okay, I'm in.
Good structure, 4-day event, final tables in PokerGo. I'm pretty excited for it, to be honest. But we'll save that for another day. I'll be here tomorrow, bright and early, as usual. We'll be back to our normal time, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
May not make it Friday if I make day 2. So just giving
I
you
don't
guys
like when women give me cologne. That shit's.
fair warning. I like cologne.
I just don't like when it's like a very standard gift.
It depends.
It's like too
Wouldn't
easy.
you want to smell like what they like though?
Okay, that's fine. But like, but yeah, I don't know. It's just too easy. It's like everyone gets you cologne. Like
I don't like
on
people buying
Christmas,
me
I have like
perfume.
7 colognes.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That's 'cause
I've
you
worn
stay
like the same 2
smelling
colognes
nice.
for the last 10 years.
Stay
Yeah, I
smelling
don't
nice.
like getting given perfume because I want to choose.
Right,
what I
right,
smell
right.
like.
Exactly. All right. Anyway, you were gonna
Well-
close the show. I
well,
just
when
need
it
to
comes
say that.
Yeah, when it comes to gifts, like if I know someone likes a certain perfume, I would get that perfume.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
try
but
to
you
go
have to
in-
already know that they like it.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, close the show. Sorry about that.
I'm with that. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. I may not be here Friday, but the rest of the team will be to carry you through more updates
have
from the
barbecue?
WSOP. Huh?
Barbecue.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
No, I'm playing the Colossus. Sorry, guys.
This guy's always off on
Yikes.
days that we're hungry.
That's true.
Yeah.
Brian will not be here
One of
Friday.
these
Tortoise
days.
will be
Us
playing the
anymore.
Colossus.
The Colossus begins at 6 a.m. Pacific time on Friday.
Wow.
It actually
Brian
runs
will
until
be there
6
at
a.m.
5:58.
Listen, the tortoise needs
So-
to be there from the jump.
So the way they're running the Colossus this year is actually in 24-hour cycles. It begins at 6 a.m. Friday. It ends at 6 a.m. Saturday,
No,
and then
this is
1B begins.
Go to
Okay.
WSOP.com to get the real information.
You'll be bagging. You'll be bagging as the next flight is making their way through the door. Just be prepared. It's going to be a great
close
event.
the show out. Close the show.
We're really bad at this. We'll
I
get better.
am closing it. We'll see you guys all tomorrow, 11 a.m. ish.
Yep. Peace.
What is 17?